Welcome, everybody, and I am Cyborg, and I am joined by a laundry list of the Nethercast and friend, and that is myself, Cyborg, Razor, Temp, and Shad, of course. And then we also have Down 4 and Smoke Man joining us on this, as well as special guest Brusk. And we were supposed to have Django, but we're not sure what's going on, but we're going to draft for him. So, what we're doing today is we are doing the MK12 roster prediction draft. And if you are unfamiliar with what that is, we did something similar for MK11. And that is where we go ahead and select who we think is going to be on the roster, but it comes with a little bit of a catch. So each character that you see down below on your screen, if you're watching our YouTube video and not listening to it on like a audio form, you'll see a list of characters of throughout the Mortal Kombat franchise. Everyone is accounted for with a couple special guests as well. And they all have point values attached to them, 1 to 6. What we're going to do is one by one go ahead and choose one by one who we think might be on the roster. And that person has a point attached to him. So let's take Ashra, for example. Ashra has a point total of 4, or take Sub-Zero, a point total of 1. Now, the discrepancy there is because Ashra is far more unlikely than Sub-Zero to make the game. Sub-Zero is pretty much a lock, so he's only worth 1 point. Same with Scorpion, Raiden, etc. You can see below if you are curious what character got what. Now, up above, you'll see each of our names, and that is the draft order. So Brusk gets to go first, then Razor, then Temp, then Django's stand-in, Smokeman, Shad, Down 4, and then myself. And then once that round 1 has been done, we'll go ahead and snake back around to round 2 until everyone's been drafted. So each get 10 picks, so that will be every single character that you see below. After that, we'll have some bonus picks based on who we think is going to be the pre-order, the boss, the initial roster number, and then a wild card pick, each worth their own amount of points that you'll see next to them. The points are always listed to the right of the character or to that guessing area, such as the pre-order and boss. So pre-order is worth 3 points, boss is worth 4, so on and so forth. And then the last part of this is based on their role in the game or their appearance in the game. So at the top right, you'll see cameo. If that character is only a cameo in the game, they're only worth half that amount of points. So if I pick Ashra and she's only a cameo in the game, then she's only worth 2 points, basically, because that's half of her value of 4, of course. If she makes the main roster, then she's worth her full 4 points, so 1 times her point value, so 4 points in that regard. And then if she's in the initial reveal, she's worth even more points, so she'd net me essentially an additional 4 points for a total of 8 because she'd make the initial roster as well as the initial reveal. And when we say initial reveal, we don't mean like the cinematic because that's usually like between 2 people. We're talking like the initial gameplay reveal where they usually show off like a half a dozen people. So now that that's all cleared up, and cameo, just for clarity's sake, because it got brought up last time and we discussed it before this one, cameo does count basically them showing up in a character's ending, their head being pulled out of a bag during somebody's intro, anything like that is considered a cameo. Their name just being mentioned somewhere, like in the crypt or whatever, that does not count as a cameo. So it has to be like a visual cameo of the character. They could be in story mode in a cutscene, like Serena and MKX, so on and so forth. With all that out of the way, I think we're ready to get started. I do want to quickly go over the results of last time. So last time we did this for, like I said, for MK11. We did it a little bit differently. The point totals were different, of course, as well as just kind of how they were calculated. But we also did it in groups of 4. So we did it in 2 pools of 4 instead of all of us drafting from the same pool like we're going to do this time. Now, last time, the standings were Down 4 won first place with 57.5 points. Temp got second place with 57, so he lost by a 0.5.
Damn.
So that's a shame.
Wow.
And then I took third with 49.5, so a decent gap between first and second versus my third. And then fourth, Razor just barely got bested by me at 48. And then just below Razor, Brusk was at 46.5 in fifth place. Then Sai was 43.5 in sixth place. And then Shad was seventh place with 36.5. And then Django, 34.5, bringing up the rear at eighth place.
We got gold stars for trying. Woo!
So yeah, so it was pretty fun. And we last time we included like DLC and all that. This time we're just including initial roster. Last time kind of drug on a little bit because obviously DLC is supported for like a year after the game or however long. This time we're just doing initial roster, so that way we'll know by the time the game comes out and play through it everything that's in there and everybody's points. Because what we want to do is the winner this time is going to receive their first DLC season pass or whatever. Usually it's like $40 or whatever. Their initial DLC season pass offering as complimentary to that winner. So there's some sort of stakes involved for that. That said, we're going to go ahead and get started. And Brusque, you are first. So you get to make your first pick. And I should say, once the character's taken, they're off the board. So it's not just like you get to compile 10 of anybody that you want. Once the character's picked, that's it.
Alrighty. So I guess to start, I don't know if we want to talk about this or not. Because it might. I'm just mentioning this because it may or may not influence how everybody picks their roster picks and stuff. But I was wondering if we all thought this is going to be an all-in type of roster. I don't know if we wanted to discuss that or not. Like an MK9 to MK11, everybody is here kind of thing. Like, do we think that's going to happen?
I do not think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't. I'm undecided. I'm kind of on the fence, but
well, didn't we talk about predicting how many slots are on the starting select screen?
Yep. So that is going to be one of our predictions. Is you'll see the pre-order. We're going to each give our prediction of the pre-order, the boss, as well as initial roster number, and then a wild card. So that could also play into
the
this.
roster numbers right there.
Yeah, so, I don't think the how long this game is taking to make will mean we get a big roster. I said that last episode. I expect a perfectly normal game. It's just why is it taking Rocksteady so long to make Suicide Squad? Suicide Squad doesn't look like it's going to be like a good game or a game with a lot of content because it's taking so long. It's just taking so long because WB kept dicking Rocksteady around. So,
all right.
Whatever.
Well, we don't have to spend too much time on it because I think that'll probably be saved for like the initial roster number.
Right.
Section. Okay. So, just to get started, I'm gonna be like going riskier this time around. But to put the start, I'll be the safe one and I'll just pick Liu Kang, my favorite character. Would like him on my roster. Yeah, but from here on out, I'm gonna be picking a little bit riskier characters. But yeah, Liu Kang.
So we got Liu Kang. Okay, yep. So Liu Kang is being taken off the board, so he's no longer eligible for anybody else to draft him, and that is by Brusque. So I will move Liu Kang as you'll see on the screen. Liu Kang is now under Brusque's name, and then he will be marked off on the sheet, so that way it's clear he is no longer an option.
Lulu.
Cool. That being said, Razor is up next. Oh, and I do want to clarify one more thing, just for anybody that was like super following how the last one was orchestrated or may remember it, those of us who are participating. We're no longer going to predict the boss off of our own sheets, off of our own things. Like, you don't have to the boss prediction that you make or the pre-order prediction that you make, or even the initial or the initial reveal, like those won't be off of your own predictions anymore. That's going to be its own separate thing. So don't worry about that when drafting.
Right, so trying to guess based on like story is not going to work so well this time because they rebooted at the end of the last game. But the one point they did end on was the idea that Liu Kang is replacing Raiden, and they showed Great Kung Lao. And even if the next game doesn't take place in Great Kung Lao's era, I think they might be like, oh, people were super interested in that. They might want to actually see Great Kung Lao. So maybe they'll make him a DLC character or give him a spot on the roster in some fashion. So I'm taking Great Kung Lao.
Nice. I love it.
Okay.
All right. So far, we got Liu Kang and Great Kung Lao. Temp, you are next, sir.
I am going to go Shujinko.
Ooh, shit.
Ooh, shit.
Oh,
Brave
shooting for the
man.
moon. Let's
Damn.
go.
Any reasoning behind that?
No.
Thank you, Temp. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Tempo spoken.
Fuck you.
Several months later, upon release, I have been a fool.
Oh, that'd be so rad.
I should say I did want to mention a couple funny things from last time, because I did listen to our last recording earlier today before we started this, just because I kind of wanted to. I was curious to see what everyone what people said during it. Everyone wanted Scarlett to be in. There was like a very big she better be in, because if she's not in this one, then she's not going to be in. Who knows if she'll ever be in again. So it's kind of do or die for her. So awesome that she made it. And then Temp specifically thought there was no way Shiva would be in the game, because at one point he chose Kentaro himself, and then Razor was thinking Shiva had a much higher chance than Kentaro, but Temp felt very differently. He thought that there's just absolutely no chance that Shiva would make it.
Okay, I have something to say about that. So, not only did I pick Kentaro because just because it's logical doesn't mean it's going to happen. Logical things happen all the time, right? But Kentaro is the reason I lost. If I had picked almost anyone other than Kentaro, I literally would have won probably. So, yeah, that's all I got to say
You want
about
to
that.
talk about logic? The game was written by the same guy who wrote Kentaro getting his head ripped off and Shiva becoming a queen in the comic.
Uh,
I didn't read the comic.
Now
Yo,
You're lost, kid.
you see where that takes you.
All right, now I guess one of us picks for Django.
Yeah, I'll handle Django's just because I did a little research beforehand, a little emergency research here. So based on Django's wish list going into MK11, knowing him for several years as we have, as well as just his picks last time, Django's first pick is going to be Havoc.
Really?
Yep.
I would have thought Fujin or Takeda.
You'd think so, but no, it's Havoc.
It's a worthy choice.
Yep.
It's a very commonly requested character.
But that's Django's. Yes, that was one of his ones on going into MK11. So, Smokeman, you are up, sir.
all right. So I am very pessimistic. I do not look at things with a very positive outlook. So that's why my first pick shall be Cole Young.
Jesus Christ.
Interesting.
Hey,
Interesting.
before
I
we started
think-
recording, I said somebody should take him right off the bat because he's worth a lot of points.
I
God
think
damn.
I fucking think Warner Brothers is going to force him to put Cole Young in this game. Force him, just fucking shove this fucking circle peg into the square hole, into the lore, and whether he fucking likes it or not.
Whether
I
Cole
think he'll
Young
still
likes
be
it or not.
related to Scorpion. Like they'll have to retcon
Yes.
Scorpion's backstory
Yes,
to fit the movie.
100%. 100%.
Can't even disagree with your fucking horrible logic.
I mean, they rebooted. They can change the characters any fucking way they want.
True.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
True. Fuck. I didn't even
Remember
think
when
about
all the
that.
Shirai Ryu died except for that one guy?
Rest in peace.
So yeah, that is my pick. This piece of shit, fucking self-insert fanfic OC is going to be my first pick. Cole Young.
Alrighty.
I can't wait to see his wicker armor.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
See, it's plot because his daughter made him a bracelet.
He should remember when the daughter was like, "Do your uppercut, Dad."
So will
should
he
have-
be the only one who gets his powers from a tattoo, or does everybody have them?
Probably the second one.
It's gonna turn out that you guys get interested in the Shaolin by murdering people. Also, the special forces.
We are going to be depressed from right off the bat.
Alrighty, Shad, why don't you lift our spirits up?
It's like a proximity thing.
Make a
I-
cheerful pick, Shad. Save the episode.
I choose the sweet release of death.
So smoke then.
Noob Saibot?
Yes, smoke actually.
Smoke.
Well,
All
I
right.
gotta delete
If I
this
remember
fucker
right,
off my list.
if I remember right, I didn't actually get to choose him last time. Temp did, and I got cut. I cussed him out for it. So
I
Fuck
think it's a
you,
good
Tim.
choice because once
No,
you've
he
done
actually-
Noob, Smoke makes sense.
he really is. Like,
Actually, Shad, you'd be wrong.
the
You
guy-
chose Smoke first because you were up first
Did I?
last time. Yep.
oh well, I mean, I am an asshole. Sorry, Dan. But I mean,
Well, somebody
it's-
cucked
it-
somebody out of smoke.
I mean, we all
Someone-
love Smoke. Like
someone-
everyone loves Smoke.
someone's gonna do it, and it's gonna be me if I can
Yeah,
help it. But he
honestly,
actually,
if it was possible, literally half of us would have smoke on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More than that, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say all of us at least think Smoke
Like-
is like decent. Yeah.
I think he's on. Fanboyism aside, I think he's a very logical choice. He's been missing in action 2 games in a row now. Technically, no, Triborg doesn't fucking count. And like basically from like the trilogy roster, it was him and Stryker that were missing. And between him and Stryker, who people are going to be more thirsty for. All there is to it.
So you just think it's time now? Like it's time for Smoke to pick. Well, I mean, obviously it is, but like like in NRS's point of view, do you think it's just time?
I don't think that they can
been
afford to leave him
time.
out again. Like we've watched the guy go from like the best redesign in terms of like moves, gameplay, and whatnot, and gotten a better story through 9, gotten his own personality, his own name, and then he was then he was a variation, and then he was an accessory, and he's taken a lot of crap over the past half a decade. So it's time.
For no reason too. Like why Smoke of all people? I don't know.
I've always said it really bothers the fuck out of me that like Jade and Doob Saibot were in a game and Smoke isn't. I know that
Yeah.
means nothing compared like for the fan base, like for the current generation of the fan base, but those 3 as MK2 secret characters are always going to be tied together in my mind.
I don't know. 11 might have ruined him.
Ruin Smoke?
By him
Not having
being
him
there
in
at
it?
all.
11 ruined a lot of characters. Maybe it's a blessing he wasn't in.
Yeah, it might be a good
Oh,
thing.
okay.
I actually think he dodged a bullet nowadays. I hate to say it, but it's true.
Yeah.
I hope for the longest time now. I'm just glad it didn't happen. So, happy note. Who do you pick?
Down 4.
Let's go.
Well, I was gonna pick Fujin, but I think I'll leave him for Django.
Just pick him, man. He's got a list. It's all right.
Hey, man, you won this thing last time. You swept. You can't
yeah,
lose.
yeah. Fuck it, I'll take Fujin
All right.
as my
Bastard.
first. Yeah,
Bastard,
I
hate
have
Okay,
to.
asshole.
He'll understand.
I was calling him a bastard because he was on my list and I was gonna put him on.
Oh,
Yeah, I figured.
see.
figured.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Yeah, I mean Fujin's a good pick. I think his chances are pretty good, but yeah, you never know with Fujin. We've said that many a times before too. So who
Yeah, you'd
knows?
hope. Yeah.
I think Fujin might have a good chance this time.
Yeah.
Definitely better than before.
Yeah.
If he's not base roster, though, I don't think he's getting in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that much is very much likely. Yeah, I think main roster or bust at this point.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody else is going to get quite the exception that Rain did. That's just because they terrorized that man over him.
They should have left him out.
They should have
He
left
was
him
not
out.
worth it.
All right, so me, I get 2 picks as we're snaking back around. Then it'll be D4 again. So for me, I'm gonna go. I gotta grab Cyrax. I mean, these cyborgs can't miss another fucking game after being, in my opinion, out for 2 games in a row, especially
Yeah.
after the showing and story mode and whatnot in MK11. So I'm gonna take Cyrax for 1, and then I'm going to take. I think I'm gonna go with Ashra for number 2. Actually,
Interesting.
I mean, you can take Sector and not feel guilty about it. It's an option. I would understand if you did.
No, I'm not going to take Sector. That's not who I'm waffling between. I'm actually going to take Lee May.
Sorry, Tip.
Yeah, fuck Tim.
No, don't be. Lee May is not on my list.
Oh, okay,
Temps-
all
I
right.
didn't think he
Avatar-
would be. Temp's gone on
Temp's-
record saying he hopes she's not in the game at this point.
He says that, but I think his avatar is actually slowly turning a shade of red.
No, I honestly think she has a really good chance. I mean, Ashra has been completely MIA, not even like at all mentioned or shown or anything. Whereas Lee May
Yeah,
at least has been around. They cared enough to at least show her in the story mode. So I think their little comments of we're aiming to fix that in the next game when it regards to like their
The
perceived
3D era characters.
uncaring or dislike of 3D era characters and whatnot. I think Lee May is in that like bucket of ones that they still actually want to use.
You know,
would
it's
agree with
actually
that.
weird now that I think about it. I hadn't realized like they didn't even paint Ashra into any of the arcade
Nothing.
endings in the
Nothing.
past 3 games. Like fucking Hotaru has showed up in
It's
the arcade ending.
insane. I
Actually,
love Ashra,
I'm
but
gonna
I
be
think Lee
that.
May has better chances.
I'm gonna be that actually guy. I do think Astra was one of the modifiers in 11.
Well, that doesn't count.
Yeah, I mean that's who people
Okay, all
think
right. Well,
about.
yeah.
But
That's why I said
appreciate
I'd be
the
that guy.
clarification at least. So that's my logic though. But I mean, I would much rather have Ashra, but I also really like Lee May and want her for Temp's sake. But if Temp has given up on her or just would prefer she not be because they might ruin her or whatever logic that might be going into that,
I feel like
I still
if-
think she has the better odds of some of the 3D era characters yet to be brought back. I think the fact that she's at least been there at some point means something.
You know
Yeah.
what? If just Ashra's sword was its own slot, it would be more likely than Ashra.
Right.
It's also the big thing with Lee May is she had like a semi-large speaking role in MKX, which not everyone gets that. So
Mhm.
she got more lines than Rain. So yeah,
Yeah.
she's not nothing.
But yeah, that's my logic there. Back to you,
Good one.
D4.
Yeah, kind of bouncing off that, I'm gonna pick Serena because Boone's been doing that whole like, 3D era characters will be in fucking MK12, so
Do
I
they-
think she's one of the more
Oh,
likely
well,
ones.
She was an Armageddon, so maybe.
She was
Yeah.
in X too.
Yeah,
Serena has that whole history of being like she was going to be in 4 and then she wasn't. She was going to be in Deadly Alliance, but only made the Game Boy release. You know, like they keep thinking about doing her and not doing her.
Yeah.
I think didn't Ed Boon like make a comment about Serena saying he liked the character, he would like to see her or something
Yeah.
like that.
I
Yeah.
think the
I
fact that
mean-
she's been on the just on the cusp of all these rosters says enough that they like her.
Right.
It's just, is this going to be the time that they finally prioritize her? So
It has
I
to
rem-
be at this
If
point.
they put her in a new game, do you think that they'd just make her Knife Girl again from Armageddon?
no, I think
No.
they'll do more.
I
with
remember
her.
actually during the lead up to 11, someone in among all those batshit and stupid look at me Sifu rumors, someone had said that along with the artwork for Shao Kahn and like Scarlet, they had seen some for Serena as well. So, I mean,
But nice.
it's entirely possible.
right.
Yeah.
I can believe, if nothing else, she was considered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that going to be your pick?
Yeah,
Down for? Okay. Solidifying that. We'll lock that in. That means you are up next, Shad.
I mean, come to think of it, maybe the artwork that they saw was like that part that you had in Cabal's wacky Tobacco ending.
Yeah, it might
God.
be.
It
Yeah,
could've-
it
that was
been that.
probably it.
Jesus, I forgot that was oh
I
Me
god.
forgot
too.
that shit. Ew, what the fuck?
It's the most random yeah. I don't want to think about 11. Ugh.
Gross.
Although she shows up, and it's only just to make Cabal even more incomprehensible. But all right, continuing the theme of 3D characters. That assuming there's anything behind Ed's statement, although I don't actually consider people from MK4 to be 3D era, unlike some people who are wrong. I think
I mean,
there's
the game
actually a
is literally
dividing.
in 3 dimensions.
it's 2.5D, man. It's a sidestep, but
Yeah,
it's
it's a
not exactly the
sidestep.
same.
It's made out of polygons.
It's It's an argument for another time, is what it is. Let's just agree to
You
disagree.
could go either way, yeah.
Like it's a 3D Fatal Fury if you've ever played the older games. But anyway, I think the actual differentiation there is that there's the trilogy characters and there's the 3D characters, and the 3D characters are code for all those pieces of shit we don't actually like. But anyway, I'm gonna go with Reiko. I think I might have done this last time too, because I was sure it was his time to shine, but I guess they were still too salty about all those death threats that they got over the character not showing up. But he's got a following. He would make a lot of sense. I'd love to see it happen.
For
He
sure.
quote unquote was
He's
in
fairly
the live
likely.
action.
I think he's
I
likely.
probably would have taken him if.
I would have taken him.
I was considering it, but I think I knew Shannon was going to take it, so I wouldn't
Yeah,
have
he
him.
was going to be like next on the Django list. I think Reiko in general has really high chances just based on what we've heard. I mean, there was also that Boone tweet that he's a lot more excited for Reiko than he is by
Oh,
Shao
yeah, I
Kahn at
forgot
this
about
point.
I
that.
forgot about
Oh,
that.
did he?
What did he
Yeah,
say?
I saw that.
I think I missed this.
He
He
said,
said
"Are
he
you
was
more
like really excited for Reiko or some shit.
Well, somebody asked him, "Are you more excited by Shao Kahn or Reiko?" And he's like, "I'm more excited by Reiko at like today or something like that." So it was
Interesting.
basically, I think Reiko must be being worked on in the new game. Otherwise, why would he even say that?
Unless he just meant we've done Shao Kahn a billion times and he's
Yeah.
boring now.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sometimes I get the
still
feeling
think,
that they like working on those dark horse characters as much as we like getting them. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes.
But yeah, I'd say he's definitely up there.
All right,
All
Smoke
right.
Man.
So in the last game, we got Scarlet, who is a DLC character in 9. So this time, I think they're gonna do the same with Tremor, and he's gonna be base roster.
Sound logic. I mean, he's another
And
one that
there
Boone
was
has
an Ed
talked up.
Boon tweet where Ed was like, "Yeah, Tremor's totally coming back" or some shit like that.
It was like,
Yeah, he
yeah,
shows- yeah.
I'd be surprised if
he said,
we
like,
saw the last of him
100%.
or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Very good choice. He was on my
Yeah.
short list too.
he was he was the most. I think he was the highest tier character in X at the end of the life for that game. He was like super fucking broke too. He was really fun. You could tell that the team really loved working on him because they gave him like a million brutalities and shit.
Right.
I think the stuff that people do with Tremor now wasn't discovered until way after like X's like
And I
it's
remember when 11 was first shown off because I was excited for Scarlet, but they revealed Geras, and he basically had Tremor's powers, and I was really pissed off about that.
Yeah, a lot of people
I
were
remember
like
that.
upset that Geras was doing Earth stuff.
At the reveal event, I literally said that. I said, "Well, there goes Tremor."
Yeah, yeah.
People called me a madman too at the time, saying like, "Oh, that's not Earth, that's sand." I'm like, "Fuck you, die!" He literally has Tremor's punch, but okay. But yeah, my pick is Tremor. I think that they're gonna do the same thing, make a DLC character into a base roster character.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I could definitely see that as well. Django's up next, and he is going to take Takeda.
There it is.
Safe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you got to wonder about those combat kids that got left out of the last game. I feel like their odds probably have increased more than decreased because of that. I doubt they want
People-
him to just go away into obscurity at this point. And Takeda, out of all of them, I thought stood out. So
I think actually, like people are probably equally as excited by Kung Jin as well as Takeda. Kung Jin was a very heavily played character in X.
They
Oh my god, those fucking combos, man!
he was dropped pretty shortly, I think.
Was he? Because I remember seeing a lot of him.
I remember.
Takeda was pretty popular.
He was
wasn't,
popular
like,
early
number
on
one
because
in-
he was a little bit broken. He had the
Yeah, the
dive kick and
Bojutsu.
everything.
Yeah.
Well, he went from being like top 2 used characters to like top 10 used characters. So there was a drop off, but he never really went away. And that goes triple if you're talking about ranked on online, that is.
Yeah, he was still good.
Alrighty, Temp, you're up.
I am going to go with Chameleon with a K.
Jesus, he's going for
What?
the.
Oh
He's going for
God.
the.
What
He's,
the fuck?
I did
he's
not
going for
expect
points.
From downtown.
Hail Marys all day.
So why are Meat and Mocap a 6, but Chameleon's only a 5?
I am not super opposed to that logic. I could definitely see Chameleon
I'm
being a
opposed to that
5.
logic. She's a
Like-
fucking Nintendo exclusive character.
Weirdly, she's never not been on a Nintendo console.
All I'll say is I told you all to skim it. So it's on you at this point.
I hadn't noticed until now. You can't. It's too late to change it. I understand.
You know what? I would say in a nutshell, I feel like the chances of them redesigning the chameleons as normal characters who aren't pastiches of the ninjas or the assassin chicks and putting them in, there's a better chance of that than there is of putting on full-on joke characters like Meat or Mocap.
Right. That was my logic. There's only two 6-pointers, and it's the 2 ones that are purely.
Well, there's 3 with Cole.
Oh, well, you guys talked me up on that one. But yeah, I guess.
Well, there's 3 things too, right? Like, first of all, like I don't think Chameleon is that unpopular. I think, in terms of like nostalgia, there's a lot there.
Chameleon, there's always been like a sense of why the fuck does this character have a story and never show up? It's weird.
And she comes from a very important era as well. She's technically a classic character. That's the
like
first thing.
she's the only supporting cast Reptile has ever had.
Yeah, the best supporting cast Reptile's ever had, right? So the second thing is that I think she would look fantastic in like a PS5 engine game.
Yeah,
I think she would look
yeah.
so
She would
good.
look sick.
I agree.
I'm sure with all the transparency effects and the rainbow color changing outfits, either of the chameleons would look amazing graphically. Yeah.
I mean, to me, the lore is important, but my immediate experience playing the character is probably my number one criterion for how I pick these characters. But the third thing is, you guys are all talking to second place, so y'all shut the fuck up.
Damn, he got us.
I joke.
Do you?
I'm up next, right?
Is it safe?
Razor's next, yeah.
It is you, sir.
I am taking Onaga
Wow. Holy shit, would I love to see that.
because it's just so completely impossible to predict any story stuff because they rebooted. So I'm trying to think of characters who could theoretically exist in any era, and then I'm thinking about like, because if you try to imagine what kind of world Liu Kang as the God of Time might create, he might try to delete Shao Kahn, which would mean Onaga's still around.
Right.
So there you go.
Okay, wait, to be clear, there's a boss category here. Are we recycling characters who are in our choices for that, or what?
Nope. Well,
No, he already said you can pick anybody for that.
so for the
Okay.
boss, that's just a straight prediction. You predict who the
Okay.
boss is out of anybody.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not
another
sure I would
fun-
predict that Onaga is the boss. I just think he might be in the game.
Wouldn't
Another
complain if
fun
he
quote
was.
from the last time we did this was Temp saying Hotaro has like a 40% chance, and then Shad followed up with, "I want to live in your world, man."
Meant it then, mean it now.
Do I need to change my avatar to second place on the Discord server? Do I need to check that?
I don't
Right? Is
know.
that-
Just
I
a
feel like I need
picture
to
of a
fix that.
silver medal. Or can you Photoshop a silver medal onto the Tonberry?
Yeah, dude, I wish. Oh, I had to contact Merc. I need to get him to draw that shit.
No, wait, you know how the Master Tonberries in FF7 have like this little gold star floating above their heads? Just make it a silver one. A silver star.
He's a
Yeah.
talented guy. I think he could pull that off.
All right, Brusk, you're up, sir. Number 2.
Okay.
And
I'm
number
gonna
3.
go.
Technically, you get 2 in a row here.
Here we go. Okay. I'm gonna go with Geras. I think.
Interesting.
I think Geras is. I don't think they're ready to let go of Geras yet. I think he's popular enough among NRS and the fan base to where I think NRS would want to keep him around just for like one more time. And I do think that like they can separate. I don't think we're gonna get a Chronica again. I don't think Chronica is ever gonna show up again.
I
But
hope.
they could, yeah. I think they can easily write him as a like a just some sort of lost time construct, and that's it. Like you don't have to mention Chronica for it. You can just make up some bullshit. So yeah, I think Garrus is popular enough, both in both ways, both in studio and in the fan base. So yeah,
Right.
I'm gonna go for Garrus.
Interesting. Yeah, I thought his chances are a little bit lower because he was at like the bottom of the ocean and whatnot. But and especially without Chronica, I felt like he was less likely. But I mean that does I could see that angle being played where he's more of a lost time construct, like you said.
Yeah.
I
Go ahead.
personally, I think that if any of the Chronica crew are like brought up ever again, that'll just remind people of Chronica. So it's like the same. Even if they don't
Yeah, but
say the word Chronica, it's still like
Gearus is sort of engineered in such a way that he could easily like have become an independent character in her absence,
he
and it
could
wouldn't make a difference. Like he's
but
basically
it's
one of
probably
those Marvel type characters who's just like the Watcher. Like
right.
they're cosmic and they can do fucking anything and it doesn't matter. They can be in any timeline or universe.
My thing is that that's already kind of Blaze, anyways.
Yeah, but
They don't care about
they're not
30
gonna
characters.
do
Yeah.
Blaze.
Yeah.
I know.
I have a very hard
I
time picturing Gearus
know.
coming back in a game where Chronica's not present, but it's not impossible.
Hmm.
If the next one continues on from 11 in any way, shape, or form, sure, I could see it.
Which is what I think is going to happen. But yeah, I just don't think Chronica would be involved in it. So,
I mean, she's dead.
yeah. For my other pick, now that I go again, I'm going to pick Boraicho. I think that Liu Kang is going to need some help being a mentor. I think Boraicho and Raiden are probably going to be there for him. So
That's
yeah.
a good pick.
I
Boraicho
respect
is likely to show up in just about any period of time.
I think NRS likes him enough. I think the fans have turned on him in a good way. Like I think they have a more positive view on Boraicho now than they have in any point in MK.
He had a very good showing at MKX. He was very well done in that game.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites. I really hope
And
Bo
he was
comes
only
back.
one of the select few to be like go from Deadly Alliance to Deception too. So they also
Yeah.
they must have liked him enough then too.
He's got
Yeah.
a status as quasi-classic character now, yeah.
Yeah.
If they go with the angle after MK11, like the Great Kung Lao thing, like he'll totally fit in that era. So
Mhm.
it makes sense for him to be back.
Yeah, he shows up in endings all the time. Like
Yeah.
he's mentioned in intros. I think I think NRS would want to do him again. So yeah.
Alrighty.
Razor.
We're running out of picks that aren't safe, but I actually believe in. He's only worth 2 points, but I'm gonna take Kotal Khan.
Okay.
Because we were having a conversation before we started recording about who is the Kenshi of the NRS era, and like logistically it's Cassie, but the Combat kids were born in like the 2000s, so they don't necessarily show up in every game.
Right.
So between like the Outworld characters, was it Kotal, was it Devora? Ed Boon would probably say Devora. The fans would say Kotal.
Interesting. I could see that.
I
Very
would not.
popular tournament rise.
I
too.
would only take Kotal if Phil Lamar was still voicing him. If they recast him, I personally don't want him.
Well, even when they recast half the characters, they kept Phil.
I know.
Yeah, I mean he does stuff for Injustice too, so I think there's a
Phil
relationship there that
Lamar
they
is one of
probably
those voice actors who is so ubiquitous, like Steve Bloom, that I suspect he'll always be there in some capacity.
Well,
he's
good.
the UPS man. A UPS guy or whatever the hell it was.
He was the guy that got shot in the face in Pulp Fiction.
Yep.
That's true.
He was in the
Marv.
background of the train scene in Spider-Man 2.
There you go.
True.
He was Samurai Jack.
That's
All
an
right.
interesting career.
Yeah. Mad TV.
Yeah, Phil
Yeah,
Lamar's
so-
amazing. I love him.
Temp.
He's been half of the DC universe.
For my next choice, I am going to go Reptile.
There we go, the safe option.
It's also
Yeah,
because if
he's
I
not
pick
gonna miss
Chameleon,
2
I'm sort of
games in a
committed to
row.
Reptile.
I mean, yeah, Reptile would never skip 2 games. That's a
He's
Out
pretty
of
gonna
all
be
big
the
pick.
bad.
2 pointers, he's the most likely, in my opinion.
Mhm.
That's
And
free
also,
real estate.
He's also consistently fun. Reptile is never not fun in a game. I think I'm always sad when he's not there. Jax is the same way. I'm always sad. Although I can't say I'm always sad because Jax almost always shows up. But like Jax is always fun. I can always trust Jax to be fun. Reptile, when he is absent, you really feel it because I mean, even MK versus DC, I think would have been so much more interesting if Reptile had shown up. But yeah. But like I said, Chameleon. If you're going to have Chameleon with a K, you gotta have Reptile.
Yeah, I mean that makes
Yep.
sense. All right,
Again,
for-
I look at your roster and I start wondering about your world. But I do like it.
He's going.
I think we'd
It's
all much
cool.
rather live in the worlds where we fantasy cast than the actual world. Yeah.
Well, are y'all picturing a story where Jinko's like, "Come on, Chameleon and Reptile, we must do this now." Like, it's going to be more complete once everyone shows up, right?
I would
Like,
actually like of the
We must-
characters of the characters who would actually like want to team up with Reptile, Shujinko is kind of one of them. Like there are very
I
few.
agree. I do agree with that.
Shujinko will team up with literally anybody. He doesn't give a fuck if you're good or evil.
Come, my lizard friends. Together we must find and recruit the mercenary Darius for our
I mean-
journey into Chaos Realm.
Here's the other thing. It almost makes sense. Like Shujinko could maybe find out Reptile became Onaga in the other timeline and hangs out with him to stop it from happening.
Well, and another thing is too, if Chameleon's present, I don't see Reptile being evil in a game where Chameleon shows up. I don't see that being the case.
Well,
That's so interesting, but I just couldn't believe it would ever happen. It's what I've always wanted to see.
If anything, I would think they would be on
Yeah.
the same team.
yeah, I mean, assuming they actually interact, because they are both in Trilogy and Armageddon, and Reptile is evil in those games.
I would say there's at least a 40% chance they will interact.
We'll see.
I mean, they'll always interact in intros, so I guess we'll never not
I-
see
if-
them.
if-
Yeah.
And on the
Chameleon-
40%,
If
On a
Chameleon
40% chance they
actually
interact.
shows up,
no, go Razor, go.
if Chameleon actually does show up, it would be weird if they didn't.
On the 40% chance they interact, there's a 100% chance he makes the wrong fucking choices
Oh, yeah.
again.
I mean, Reptile canonically smells bad. It's not going to go well.
True.
You think it's
He
about his
doesn't.
people, but no, it's just him. He doesn't wash.
No, he just has stink moves now. That's a thing.
Stinky old reptile.
Are we gonna pick for Django?
Yeah,
We're gonna pick for
Django's
Django.
gonna go with Ermac.
Okay.
That was one of his early picks last time, and we all know Django likes his ninjas.
Was going to be my safety pick for next round, but
Ah, you son of a bitch!
I'll forward
all
that message to
being
Django. Yeah, no, I'll forward that as well. I'm just his
I had a
surrogate.
lot to say.
Go ahead. You can
Go
still
ahead,
say
say it, but for Django.
it. Yeah, go for it.
I fucking hated him in X, and he was ruined for me. I don't like him anymore. I would like him to come back and fucking win me over again.
Yeah, I feel like that's how most people feel like, though.
I think it would. I think Ermac
You're
coming
preaching.
back would be a Baraka situation with 11 when he
Yeah.
was revealed.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
as
think-
long as he doesn't spend the entire game, another game, under mind control saying evil things and
And-
isn't a skinny mummy.
it's yeah. I don't get his fucking face off the screen, man. Fucking
Just-
wrap that shit.
Yeah,
put
they
a
had-
mask on it.
They had
Just put a
such a
mask on it.
badass look in Deception, and then they did a lot of cool things with it in MK9. But then, yeah, for some reason, somebody got it in their mind, like, Raps, Mummy, he's got a bunch of souls inside that he's holding inside. Let's just start having a decaying mummy. Like, I mean, I'm not going to say that's not cool, because, I mean, it's cool in the right, like, in the right context, but that's not what people want from Ermac.
Yeah.
His face next time will be 9 rats eating a shit-filled taco, and you know it. It's just gonna get worse before it gets better.
All
When
right.
he was in the hold
So
on, when he was in the crypt in MK11, like one of the cameos in the crypt, he
didn't
didn't
show his
have
face.
he didn't have the mummy appearance, right?
No. It was. I think it was. Wasn't it just like a bunch of other designs in the game?
It
like, mixed
was.
together?
It was
no.
pieces of. It was
There
pieces
was-
of gear from most people.
no,
there was some
it was
originality to it. It
There- it
looked
was an
more
original
like
model.
MK9.
No, what it was an original model that looked ugly as sin, by the way, and anyone who likes it has bad taste.
It was bad, but it was better than the Mummy.
Yeah.
He had one of Jade or Scarlet's masks. Like they shared masks in that game. It was one of those ones with like the two straps along it that make an X shape, and his face was just Liu Kang's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Weird.
that was the
I didn't
reused
know
part,
that.
but most of the body was original. Like
Yeah.
he had the his ribcage logo shape thing, but it was made out of like red plastic. It looked like he had a giant Jolly Rancher stuck to his chest.
Love cherry Jolly Ranchers. Someone put one into my mouth.
Looked fucking gross.
All right, well, your pick, sir.
All right. So I am gonna go ahead and pick the actual mummy character, in my opinion, Drummond.
Interesting. Even though
Shooting
we've
for the
had
stars.
I do not think this pick is primarily like not because I think that he's going to be on the roster.
okay,
This is because I want half points for cameo
sure.
shit. Because I
Oh,
think
okay, there we go.
he's gonna be the next one that gets a fucking decapitated head in an intro or something.
Well, let me ask a question. If they show just his mask, does that count?
I think that also counts.
I would have to
Because
see.
Or does that
They
count?
they
I mean,
also
that's all the
refer to it
character
as
is, anyways,
Drummond's
right? The
mask.
mask.
I
I
mean,
would get
now,
behind
but-
that. I will get behind that. I vote that it shows up, and they fuck up by calling it the Mask of the Great Kung Lao.
They totally would do that.
So
shit.
if Ashra doesn't
so
show
shitty.
up, but the Chris does that count?
I would say no. Their like weapons and stuff should not count as a cameo. Now
Yeah, I
the
feel
mask,
like,
if you guys
it's
want
cheating if
to,
it's just mask, especially
Okay.
because the mask has already been in 11 and the most recent mobile game.
so we
So
need a
I
head
feel like
behind
the
that
mask
at
showing
least.
up is kind of likely as some kind of, but not drama in the character. Ed Boon hates that guy for no good reason.
Well, he already said that he's very unlikely to come back as like a playable
Yeah, he already
character.
said
He
that.
said that in his
Yeah,
Q&A.
yeah. 'cause he
But now, if you're
sucks.
going cameo, I think we need at least a head behind that mask. It
I
sounds
think
like
the
that's general
mask counts.
But any other
I don't
character?
know.
So Kung Lao's hat counts as Kung Lao? I don't think so, man.
As a I guess.
No, it's like, yeah, like if the objects you pick up in Armageddon, the collectibles from every character, do those count?
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I want to give it to you because I do think his mask is cool, and I like pity points of like Drawman because we there's some like towards Drawman, even if they don't like him. But I don't think we would go with that with any other characters. So I feel like we'd
I
be cheating
guess,
in that regard.
That's
I
true.
love Drawman. Drawman's starting roster in any game if I'm the one making it, but that'll
There you
never...
go.
You know, we keep talking about the likelihood of a tag team game, and I could think of no better argument for a tag team than fucking Moloch and Drummond as a single character where they
Holy
did Duke
shit, I would
Smoke.
play the fuck out of that.
would
I'd
be
play
cool.
the
That'd be
fuck
fantastic.
out of that. That'd be amazing.
You mentioned that in the last
in a
episode.
cool world,
I?
Moloch would be the
Yes.
pre-order.
You mentioned Drawman like riding on top of Moloch.
See,
like
a bit bigger.
Ferritor. Like Ferritor.
maybe I was only half joking, but I've wanted to see those two as a tag team since Deception like introduced the idea. Like they're a duo. We shouldn't have one without the other. They're like Ferritor, but pre-existing,
Cooler.
and there's a point to them.
If they're like Ferritor, I want to see Moloch riding Drawman. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, the wrong order. The skinny
Yeah.
one's on the bottom.
See, that's really interesting.
You know what? We're laughing, but if they did it that way, I could totally see them having a combo chain that ends that way for shits and giggles.
Drawman
would
has
totally
a
do it.
saddle. All
I
right.
want to see them have a move where like Draman gets on his hands and knees, and Moloch uses him to spring off. But Draman is crushed when they do it. Like, part of the animation is he's lying on the ground broken, and he's like, "Oh God!"
All right,
All
Shred.
right.
Okay.
You're up next, sir.
All right. Let me see here. I guess I'll have one more round of what I think is relatively playing it safe. I think it's time that Goro came back
You
after
think
that
so?
disgusting display last time.
That's I think that's a good pick.
Yeah. I mean,
That's a good pick.
If they're doing like any kind of changes to history, because Lou is, the time god or whatever, and all that, Goro showing up makes a lot of sense.
Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a trilogy game, if it's a reboot at the Great King Allows time period. I think he's a shoo-in.
He's also not one that sits out for very long either. Like, out of all like the big bossy, big type characters, he's the one that definitely shows up the most.
He
I feel like,
does.
so.
He does tend to not sit out for long. He's in almost every other game in a row. Like,
Yeah.
not in, not in, that kind of thing.
1,
But
Yeah.
4,
it was
the
like,
special edition of Deception,
Yeah.
Armageddon.
Even in Deadly Alliance, where he missed, he was very
9
much
and
involved in
X.
the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a cameo is guaranteed, if not in the game.
That's my safe guess. I'll try to take a bigger risk next time.
He should have a win pose where he's hit by a truck.
Oh my god.
I didn't even know what you were referencing at first.
I still don't
remember.
know. I'm just thinking about Goro getting hit by a truck.
I do not like your world, and I do not want to live in it. It's like,
I just
It's a
remember
big,
who
big
Smokeman
fucking
picked
world.
first. That's the reference.
Okay, the movie. See, I
Yeah.
won and done that, and I forgot most of it. So
I
Yeah.
had to fucking watch
Can we-
that shit
can-
3 times.
I wish I
Can
could
we-
forget it.
3 times.
why are we dignifying it with fucking discussion? Can we move on.
but hey, Ed Boon likes the new scripts. For
You
the
don't
new
want
one.
some random guy's front yard as a stage in the game?
It was actually a backyard.
It
it
was
was
the front.
It was
the
so.
front.
It looked like
Yeah,
the front to me. Like the
No,
it was the
who
front.
parks in the
Because
back?
He fucking bursts out the shed. Remember?
Yeah, the shed was
The
in the
shed,
front.
the shed can be in the front, yeah.
Houses can have like spaces to park your car behind the house.
I mean, you can just call
it
the
was
stage
in
the
the
shed.
front.
I saw the Blu-ray at Sunrise Records the other day, and I just felt very sad.
I like the part where Goro said that he was gonna rip his spine out. Like that's his move.
Well, I mean, if you call the stage the shed, that means the next game you can bring it back and call it the shed too. And I think that works out well.
The
for me.
shed.
The shed, too.
It'll have a better stage fatality.
It still sounds a little bit more foreboding than the bank, doesn't it? Down the shed.
All right, down 4.
I mean, Optimus Prime once had a fight scene in a shed. Farms are apparently a good environment for action movies.
I think I'm gonna go Shinnok, because also with like the cameo thing, I think he's probably gonna have a cameo. If not, I don't think he has a high chance of being on the roster, but I'd like to see him back.
If we're talking cameos, he's been in the last 3 games.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's true.
That's actually the first stolen choice from my list too.
Damn.
God bodied.
I got the 2 best MK4 newcomers.
I mean, Shinnok's a great choice no matter what. I will always
Yeah.
love Shinnok.
I just wouldn't be surprised if Shinnok showed up. I don't think I'd be surprised. Yeah.
I
The more
still
Shinnok-
laugh like, yeah.
The more Shinnok exposure there is, the better, honestly.
I will just never get over it. Like, I'll be 80 years old on my deathbed just laughing at Shinnok using Cassie Cage's guns in his stolen move. That never got me to laugh.
He also
It
farts
looks
too.
so silly to me. I love it.
I mean, now that Shinnok has his own moves and doesn't dress like he did in MK4, he's a fucking spectacular character.
Yeah.
Did he?
I love his 4 outfit.
Yeah, he
Yeah, he
farted.
did.
Okay, yeah, he farted. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so good. All right.
Also, Razor, I love his.
Go ahead and undermine the thing I just said.
Who's Red Hellboy?
Oh
Is
wait,
that
did you
a
say
fall-
that, Razor?
Is that a fallen elder god? He's got a gun!
Also, I think he's his alternate in X was kind of dressing like MK4, and it looked fucking
Well,
great.
it's
I
it's the
prefer
better
that one
version of
far.
that. It's that, but good.
Yep. I'm amazed the Jester hat got so much traction. Because right there.
Let's go, Cyborg.
All right. So my two picks, I'm going Ashra and Kenshi.
I think I was gonna pick Ashra. Damn it.
Yeah, I mean, now that I've gotten Frost, Ashra is probably the top of my wish list, personal wish list. So no surprise there. I've sung her praises, potential wise, for a while now. I think there's a lot of cool stuff, and I know like Smoke Man and Razor and y'all came up with some cool concepts for her. But just in general, I love the concept of a demon just trying to kind of reform and so on and so forth and hunting. So that's cool. I think there's a lot of cool shit you could do with her. I remember being really excited when we thought like it might be like a statue of her in like the fucking training section or whatever
I
that
remember
logo
that,
was
yeah.
when MK11's menu first got shown off, and then it ended up being not at all her. Yeah, my hesitation, like I mentioned earlier, is she's just one of those characters that's just not been mentioned at all, which is crazy because like you mentioned other 3D era characters from like Dagon and Havoc and all those have just been mentioned left and right, but then she's still just been completely MIA. So I find that strange.
They've shown
Dude.
fucking Sido in the arcade endings of 2 out of 3
You know?
games.
Stu Hao got 2 references in MK11.
We know
So,
that
yeah,
you
I
guys
don't
like
know.
this stuff, but we have to tell another time travel story instead. It's more important.
So I really do hope that she falls into the like things we're trying to fix and show that we do care about these characters still. So maybe the fact that she hasn't been brought up at all means that like she's gonna come with some really cool shit and be there right out of the gate. Who knows? I don't fucking know. I'm not saying I expect her, but I'd love to see her still. So and then Kenshi, I mean, Kenshi kind of falls into those. It'd be surprising to see him miss 2 games in a row at this point with how much he's been used since his debut. So, and he's also like a top 3 character for me. So I still
And I think Takeda has a
really,
good chance of coming back too. So if Takeda's there, it'd be weird if Kenshi was not.
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, Kenshi for me is right up there with like Cyrax in terms of Cyrax is more of like a storyline thing, but Kenshi, I'm still like I'm clamoring for more fun Kenshi action like MK9. MKX didn't quite scratch that itch for me. But
He
anyways,
sucks in X.
yeah, it's just a lot slower and methodical, which wasn't as fun as fast swordsman Dick Ranger guy.
Well, I think possess. Well, it depends what you mean by sucks. Like competitively in the final patch, possessed was really strong, but I don't like a lot of the design choices they made for Kenshi. If that's what
right.
you mean.
Well, it was just
Fast
yeah.
swords.
I think it's a mixture of just I didn't love how he played as much, but also yeah, just design wise they took him in a much different direction than MK9. But
Fast swordsman Dick Ranger guy.
yeah,
wins. Yeah.
zoner I guess more than Ranger is what I meant to say. But down 4. What do you got?
There's a few different ones I could pick.
There's quite a few actually.
Yeah.
If you pick any on my list, I'm gonna kill you.
Whoa.
I don't think I'll pick.
Pick
any on the
Draman.
list.
Trauma.
No, he's already taken.
Yeah, just
that's
subtract
right.
it from Smoke Man's
Moloch.
list.
I actually was
Cake-
thinking about
get-
Draman.
Cake Moloch before he does it, because you know he's
Yeah.
going to do it.
Timp, I could take Kentaro.
You could. You could.
You could. I am almost positive.
If you
it's gonna
want
be
to
on Tim's
lose,
list.
Yeah.
if you want second place.
Watch
I
you
actually
do
do
this
think
one again.
Kentaro. Like, I don't regret anything I said about Kentaro. He was the sub boss of the biggest Mortal Kombat game of all time. I think every time he's been out has been purely circumstantial.
It is weird how literally none of the popularity of MK2 has ever rubbed off on Kentaro. He's the
Yeah.
only character in that game people just forget exists.
It's because
You know what?
bothers me
it's
so
the Goro
much.
factor, man.
Mhm.
I
Well,
have
I
an
think
we
he's
know
part of
they're
it, but
we know they're different characters, but from like a casual audience, they probably don't even know who the fuck Kentaro is. They're
well,
like,
the
It also
casual
does-
audience. Here's the thing: like the casual audience is much younger now. That's one factor, but also even people our age, were not good enough at the game to get to Kintaro unless they owned like the cartridge of the game, right?
It's also the movie factor too. I mean,
Yeah, he was never in a
Yeah.
single adaptation until Battle of the Realms.
And it also really does not help the fact that way many years before you had the likes of everything interesting about Suhao being given to Kano, you had them gank Kintaro's entire move set and give it to
Right.
Goro and Shiva. You know,
he's absolutely
like,
the black
this
sheep, which
is-
sucks.
yeah.
I mean, I don't think Goro would be nearly as popular as he is, or well known, I should say, if not for the original movie. So I think
We're having
that,
a whole ass conversation. He hasn't even picked yet.
yeah. Well,
Is it time?
Is
No.
it time?
He got it. He got it.
like
I actually
whoever,
think he has
I
a
knew
solid
it. I knew
Wasn't
it.
enough.
I don't know who said it, but why would
I
he
agree.
choose from
I think he does
second
too.
places? Why would he try and ape from second place's list? Down 4-1
True.
last time. Just follow his own gut, you know?
Pick.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick a Sector.
He only
Nice.
needs to win by 0.5.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good choice.
All right,
Sector's a
now
good
Shad, follow him, finish him.
No, Sector was actually also going to be one of my choices if he was still left towards the end, just because I like fire. Don't need any
Okay.
Yeah.
justification.
Fire's cool.
Fire is cool.
I like
fire.
Sector is my
Alright.
second favorite cyborg.
I said I was going to take a risk, and I meant it. And this is my wild card guess of sorts.
Can I guess
no,
it?
No, not my actual wild card.
Can
yeah,
I guess
yeah,
it?
Yes, you can guess it.
Is it Naitara?
It is not Natara,
Oh, damn.
actually. Although I was seriously considering it.
I don't know why
No.
I said Naitara. It's Nitara.
Yeah, how come nobody ever says Kaitana?
Aren't you the one that said Naitara?
Kaitara.
Razor, aren't
You don't
the
see
one
how
that
those
always
are the
said
same
Naitara?
name and you're saying one of them way different?
Who said Naitara
I,
for all those
I,
years?
I think Cyborg's making fun of me. I don't think Cyborg actually says it that way.
Yeah, I
Who
assumed
said, no,
because
I'm genuinely confused. Who said
No,
Naitara for all those
Temp
years?
was the
I
one who
did,
said
yeah.
it originally.
I thought it was Razor that said Naitara.
No, I'm the
My
one
bad.
who made fun of him for saying it.
Shad
back
has
to-
a really, really good chance to take another character of mine. Go ahead.
So back to a conversation about Kind Taro. No, seriously, man. It's Cobra time.
Whoa.
You're
okay.
taking
Oh, thank
Coke.
God.
I like it.
Wow.
Actually, I like it a lot.
Whoa.
I'm taking
Whoa.
Cobra.
Bold,
I
bold.
like it.
Yeah.
I don't expect this to pay off, but you know what? A little bit of media exposure never hurts. He's got his following. Cobra Kai has been a thing for the past couple of years.
Yeah, it would be
That's a
might
good
nice.
have
point,
this-
actually.
It would be
He
nice
said-
if they could capitalize on the show, but I doubt they ever will.
Let me
And,
say
you
this.
know, you
all
you-
said the same thing on the last time we did this.
I'm sure we did, but you know,
Was Cobra Kai a thing? back
I
then?
guess it was just starting back
Season
then.
one
with
might have
Wow.
been. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Y'all
Like it-
had the same kind of mindset, so I'm hoping you're right this time.
I mean,
I
now we
mean,
have
Between then
Snowblind
and
behind
now,
us.
it has continued to be the best show on all of television, streaming included.
We just got Snowblind behind us. There's that. I know they're probably going to want to give the Black Dragon another injection to try to make them seem cool, and it's been long enough. I'd like to see them bring him back, and I'd like to think that maybe they would.
How big was his role in that movie? What happens?
He was
I
pretty
mean,
much
he
in
was-
it since until the end. Yeah.
I wanna
wait,
say
no,
not
no, no,
two-
no.
Really,
Two-thirds of the way through.
Yeah, 2/3 of the way through. My bad. Yeah.
So he
Got
was
some
in it
dialogue.
for 2/3 of
He-
the movie,
he
or
is
he was
kind
in
of
it for
just
the
a
last
hench-
third.
He is kind of just a henchman fodder guy, but he does have like a dialogue scene or two with Kira and
Yeah.
Cabal.
There's even like a nice little reference to like the MK Deception Cabal Black Triangle Black Triangle, good one. Black Dragon
Black
going
Triangle.
solo angle. Well, like
Yeah.
he's like, we've been talking about like striking on out our own for a while now. It's a cool little Easter egg for us long-term followers.
Yeah, that was nice to see.
All right.
It was kind of the only thing I liked in the whole movie.
I don't
Other
think
than
his
the
chances
chicken.
are horrible
Cool.
out of the fives. Let's just put it that way. Out of the ones that have 5 like point values, I think I could see the logic of trying to capitalize on that. I mean, they can make him whatever. They can fucking do on full on karate master if they want with a snarky personality or whatever. Be cool. Sure.
Smoke man.
I need a ninja on my roster, so I'm gonna go with Chameleon with a C.
Oh, that stings. That hurts.
You wanted all three. You wanted all the Raptors.
Not only was he on my list, but he was next. So yeah,
How does it fucking
Oh.
feel?
Remember? Okay.
He's not the one.
Do you?
Django's the one who stole from you.
I
No,
swear to
Reptile
God,
was on
Tim.
that list too.
Reptile
The
was.
Fucking
I mean-
select screen music for Temp's theoretical game is like the kooky joke ending Deadly Alliance ending music. Do 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 do. What the fuck world, man?
To be fair, Shad.
He
To
just
be fair,
wants a story where Shujinko hangs out with the Raptors.
I mean, can anyone argue that my love for Chameleon has been well documented for years, though, over the course of many episodes? Like, I feel like it's my love for Chameleon with a C is very well substantiated.
There have been very few people on the show who have been like, yeah, but Chameleon though, so it does stand out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I stand by all of that. That is part of my brand. And Smoke Man decided that What is this, Smoke Man? You're gonna say something? What is it? What are you gonna say, Smoke Man?
You kick puppies, so I'm not sorry. So I was thinking, 9 introduced a new ninja in Scarlet. Well, Chameleon's not a new ninja, but I think he kind of is. X introduced Tremor. I think that they're gonna try to make Chameleon a real character in 12. I think that it's just time.
I mean, it's either that or legitimize Chrome.
Yeah, fuck that.
Didn't
Can
not
we
in not in the recent Q&A shit, but didn't Ed say he would like to do Chameleon again? I could be misremembering.
I'm
I
not
remember
sure.
I could
he
see
said
it.
something about Chameleon with a C in one of
He
his
brought
It may
him
have
up.
been a C,
I remember
yeah.
that.
I do remember him bringing it.
It might have been one of those like I'd be surprised we've seen the last of him type of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something
Giving
like that.
hope that he might be around again.
I personally just think it's just time to make this guy a real fucking character. and
Like,
shit.
jokes aside, there's a lot of good things about Chameleon, even if like on a superficial level. I think Chameleon, even if you took just what he looked like in Armageddon on modern gen, would probably look so good. So
He would look amazing.
Yeah.
I remember
Right.
it was like Ketchup or Mustard, whichever one, put out a video leading into MK11 when people thought that little tiny lizard in Baraka's intro, before we knew it was Baraka's intro,
Oh yeah.
was like a
yeah.
teaser that could potentially be Chameleon. And then they made like a
What?
video of why Chameleon in MK Armageddon is super sick. So it's possible that somebody saw that and like, you know what? They're right. This is fucking, let's make Chameleon badass in a new game.
And I mean, there's so many ways you can take his gameplay as well. It would be so easy to make Chameleon fun.
Mainly gameplay is what I would look forward to. I don't think that they could make a good story for him.
I mean, to be
I
fair,
mean,
half the people in story are just there just to lose.
Plus, I'm
so
already kind of attached to an idea of what he should be in, like, theoretically in Mortal Kombat. So
Yeah,
I mean,
it would
Razor's
be
brought it up
nice
many
if he
times,
was,
right?
made in the flesh pits or some kind of clone, or
I've always maintained he should just be like John Carpenter's The Thing.
I
Yeah,
think
like
that's
fucking
I don't
abomination.
know.
something that
I don't
looks
know.
like it's a raptor, but you find out its backstory and it's just imitating the raptors would be way better than undermining Reptile's claim to the last living male.
You see,
Yeah,
I never
we don't need
thought of-
3 of them. We really don't.
I've always wanted to build on the idea, because Razor said it many times. He's the character that shows up whenever there's an apocalyptic event. That would be my starting point of what I would do with Chameleon. I like the idea of him as an omen when things get really dire. I love that idea.
That could be interesting.
An Omen who works for Shao Kahn for some reason.
I mean, I would not make him the one being, but I don't think it would be difficult to draw a line there.
Why would the one being use all the powers that ninjas use?
Well, because
they
he's
have
a
the best
phenomenon.
ones.
Well, that too. But like, I don't think you should fully explain Chameleon. I think the mystique is part of the appeal, but I think you could partially explain him and make him really cool.
I mean, he just seems like he's imitating the ninjas. He's actually doing all the elements. Scorpion
Maybe.
gives you fire, rain and Sub-Zero give you water and ice. lightning from rain, earth from tremor, acid from reptile,
Acid isn't my favorite element.
air
Cancer
from
smoke.
smoke, cancer, the element of cancer. Use the element which takes away life.
Use the element which leads to a surplus of life, an unhealthy surplus. All right, what's Django taking this time?
Django's going with Noob Saibot.
Okay.
Also
Yeah,
on
that's a
his
very
wish.
Django pick.
Yeah, also on his wish list, and also on his picks from last time, I believe. Let me double check. Nope, he didn't. He wasn't able to grab him on his actual thing, but it was on his wish list, and he likes ninjas. So he specifically said the one thing that's going to make this game more enjoyable for him, like if he could choose one thing, more ninjas. So he's taking.
I mean, that's a good rule.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, who hates
That'd
ninjas?
make me happy.
So that's what he's going with. Noob Saibot.
Mm.
Temp.
All right, for my next pick, I am going Jade.
I'm
Interesting.
disappointed with how
solid pick.
reasonable this choice is.
Yeah, well, it's yeah.
On
Well,
the other
I
hand, it
was
is
just
very
thinking-
green.
Yes, it's a very green select screen so far.
I
think-
was just
yeah.
thinking that like all three of the ninja girls are pretty likely, and Jade is worth the most points.
I think
all
11 aside, like she's really only had one bad showing gameplay wise. I think her gameplay is untouchable historically. I think she has had the strongest gameplay, and I think she has some of the best gameplay concepts in terms of the shadow kick and the potential staff wielding. And I think she was great in Deception gameplay wise. I think she was fantastic in UMK3 gameplay wise. At least, again, conceptually, maybe not tier wise, but although she's one of the best characters in Armageddon.
I mean, in
and
the hands
also,
of the AI, she's the best character in UMK3.
like even like, well, yeah, she's AI MK3 is broken, but in Armageddon, she's like one of the few very viable characters, right? And I've always liked loyalty and friendship as a motivation. I always thought having that as like a focal motivation is perfectly fine, and I find that interesting. I've always liked that. I tend to like characters who have alliances and friendship as like a focal point. That's always been very interesting to me.
It's because you watch too much anime.
I mean, yes.
Yeah. Indeed.
All right.
Tight.
So I'm taking Nightwolf, and I'm gonna take him either way you answer, but I have a question.
Nightwolf?
Yes. If a character shows up named Nightwolf, but it's a new character, like they do Girl Nightwolf,
I was gonna
do I
do
still
that
get
one.
points?
Fuck.
Okay.
Because I was
would
gonna
say
say
yes.
that. I was gonna say I think they're gonna bring Nightwolf back, but I
That's-
think they're gonna do the female Nightwolf thing.
That's tough. I mean, I with all of these, we just go with the general consensus majority opinion. For me, it's like I would imagine the original Nightwolf would probably show up in like an ending. So that's what makes it tough for me because technically they
Well,
would
here's
be
the thing:
separate characters.
they made Nightwolf a title, so it's like if I pick Sub-Zero and we get Sub-Zero, but it's Bi-Han, not Kuai Liang, I still get
That's-
1 point, right?
That's
Well,
that's
the
fair.
thing is,
I'd give it
Bihan
to
never
him.
went away, though. That's the thing. But
So
I
the
do
other thing
agree
they could
that
do is
yeah.
like they could set an entire game in Great Kung Lao's time, and there's a Sub-Zero, but it's their ancestor.
Are you saying it's like a title, or are you saying it's like the Nightwolf we know, but reincarnated as like a female Nightwolf?
Well, no,
Okay,
I would
there's-
expect it to be either a predecessor or a successor to
Okay.
fucking Grey Cloud.
There's precedent for this, you know.
I mean, that's fine. Is the general consensus that it would still count? Is that what we're going with?
I'd say
Yeah.
so.
In this case
Yeah.
specifically, yes.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
All right, that's fair. Brusque.
I am going to go with Collector. Like Garrus, I don't think NRS is done with them. I think Collector has a chance to be the new kind of Devora, where the fan base doesn't like him, but NRS does, and they want to keep doing more.
Does the fan base not him?
I like that pick. I really like that pick.
I think Nethercast fan base likes Collector, but the
Yeah.
casual, I don't
I
think.
think because
Casual-
Collector has an interesting story and design, we just all hate his moves.
Okay.
Well, his
Yeah,
moves
I
suck,
want better moves. Also, like, I actually don't think he's gonna come back because I think it's the Dramon effect. because they say that Collector was like the most difficult character to get
Oh
working.
shit!
Yeah, because he has all the arms and stuff. I think Collector feels in every way to me like a 3D era character.
Yeah, I could
He's
totally
got the
see
same
I
that.
can see that,
positives, the
yeah,
same
yeah.
negatives.
Now
The
that you
devs
mention it.
feel the same way about him as they do them.
I just don't know if they're new, because we know they're making a new engine. I wonder if that new engine makes it easier for them to make a collector type of character, or if it makes it
highly doubt
harder.
it.
I don't know.
The
I don't know.
reason
That's just the thing. Yeah.
the
What
reason
if
they
it
get
lets them make a horse?
the reason they run into these development problems like programming specific characters and get frustrated by them and not want to bring that character back is usually problems of their own making, not the engine.
Right.
They just go about it an ass backwards way whenever they want to do some gimmick.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, I liked him a lot, enough to put him on my arcade stick and everything. But yeah, that's a good point on him being a bitch. We've already had a
he
history
was
of that
my-
with a couple other characters that have never seen the light of day since. So
He was
Yeah,
my
I
favorite.
think he's a one-off.
He was my favorite new character in 11, so I'd like to see.
I
him
just
come-
think of because if of all the new characters in 11, Chronica, Cetrion, Garrus, Collector, I think Collector and Garrus come back. I don't think Cetrion or Chronica come back.
I'd be optimistic for Collector or Garrus, not both of them.
That's fair.
they all were very story driven to like get that story through, weren't they? Except for maybe Collector. But
The
like
Collector
Garrus,
just feels like they wanted another Weird Outworld guy,
right?
like they always
Garrus,
make.
Yeah.
Garrus,
Which, can't blame
Cetrion,
them.
and Chronica were very like.
I mean, that's why I like him.
storyline for that game.
I like him too. I just don't think we're going to see him for a long time.
Yeah,
If
I mean,
ever.
I'd like to see him continue to be an NPC, like show up as a cameo in every game.
I think there's
because
a good chance
he-
for that.
He
Yeah.
adds
He'd have
world
the-
building to Outworld.
Like Collector
He'd
has
have the
wares if
be-
you have coin. Like type of thing.
Yeah.
He'd have the best fucking lines. Actually, you know what? Like thinking back to
Khajiit.
like the Jeff Roven MK novel, he could basically be Ruthe. He could be like the guy that stands next to Shao Kahn's throne and like makes quips and gets smacked around whenever Kahn's in a bad mood. I would love to see that.
Or if the
Yeah.
game has like a shop, like I said, like if the game has like the in-game shop, the Collector's just there as like a fun little interactive element with it. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I hope so.
I mean, he is in 11, so I wouldn't.
Yeah,
You could
must
do a
add-
lot with him that aren't forcing people to do his stupid moves.
Right.
I say just give him better moves, but whatever.
Make him the tutorial announcer.
I mean, the core concept of the guy is that he steals things from people and then pulls them out of his bag in a fight. So you're limited to knives and low-powered magic artifacts.
right.
Watch him be a guide for the next crypt.
yeah.
Bruce, what's your next character?
Yep, you get one more.
I'm gonna shoot for the stars, and I'm gonna say Motaro. I think
Ooh,
people have had it at this point. I think people have had it, and I think they know it.
I don't think.
I don't think
anyone
that at
know,
all.
there
No
cares.
one remembers.
Wait, hold on a
Motaro.
sec. Hold on a second. Didn't Ed Boon? Wasn't he one of the characters that Ed Boon said that like stay tuned or something like that? When somebody asked him about
I don't
Motaro?
remember seeing a
I don't
tweet
think
about
so.
Motaro.
No.
he did say something about Motaro, but I don't know if it was positive or negative. You might want to double check that.
I'm gonna check.
It's
It's
right
usually
now.
negative.
I'd bring
I
it up,
had-
but it'll cover my screen.
You've pissed me off. I had this whole spiel ready to go. I was going to be like, it's time. They're ready to rise to the challenge.
Yeah,
I'm
that's exactly
fucking
what
psyched. I did pick someone else.
That's
Just-
exactly what I said.
I'm sure if you
I
Google
cannot
Ed Boon
imagine-
Motaro tweet, it'll probably pull up.
I cannot imagine NRS and ambitious programming in the same sentence.
I'd
Good
love
luck.
to see him though.
I hope you're
but,
right.
yeah.
He should be a thing. I am one of the people who is pissed. I just don't think NRS will ever care.
Everyone wants him. Nobody expects him. That's all there is to
Does
it.
everyone want them?
I want.
I
him.
mean,
I
don't
think
see a lot
Motaro
of-
isn't as.
I don't see a lot of people like.
I don't.
Casuals don't give a fuck. The diehards, everyone wants him.
I think enough
Just
people
to
would
see
like
them
to see
finally do
Motaro.
it.
If they ever remake MK9, I still think he deserves to be a sub boss in that game. I think it's kind of
Yeah.
shit that they didn't even get that.
Yeah.
So you locking in Motaro? You good with that?
Yeah, I'm going with Motaro. I'm still looking for the tweet, but yeah, you can guys
Yeah,
can
I'm
keep
trying
going.
to as well on my phone. But yeah, we'll move on. Goes back to Razor.
So I don't actually believe in this one. I might be screwing myself, but she's had a lot of cameos and stuff recently, and she's worth a lot of points. So Nitara.
You stole one.
I think that's a good pick.
You stole
I
one
think
from
so,
both
too.
of us.
For the exact same reasons, too.
What was
Yep,
your
yep,
reasoning?
yep, yep.
Sorry, I missed it.
She's been in, like, she was in Scorpion's Revenge and the
Right.
live action movie, so she's sort of the 3D era characters, she is on people's minds recently. They may capitalize on that.
She's a
Okay.
great candidate.
I think Merc One, the guy who he commissioned for art, one of his professors in college works at NRS, and I think he told him about he tried to pitch Natara once, but it didn't get approved.
Was that for 11?
I think it was for 11. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at the time, it probably wouldn't have happened, but her cameos and stuff came after 11 came out, so
Right.
we'll see. Like I said, I don't actually think it's that likely, but at this point, it's like, look, I want to take Katana, but she's only worth 1 point, and that kind of thing.
Temp.
Before we move on, I posted the tweet.
Found it.
Somebody
yeah.
asked him, "Will you bring back Motaro?" And he just said, "Stay tuned."
Gotcha.
There's a lot of Ed's answers to those questions where you could read it as they'll be in
Anything.
12, or you could just read it as they'll be in a game, not 12, but we don't hate them.
Or just in
Yeah.
the background or anything.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it
you
could
never
be
know.
anything.
Well, either
I
way,
read-
I would get cameo points if he's in the background. So there we go.
Because like
I read-
Drawman's,
I mean,
Ah.
this is a more positive answer than in the past, where it's just like, we don't want to program a horse.
well, I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, I mean, Drawman. I think it
No,
sometimes
they
just
always-
depends how he's feeling. Because when asked about Drawman, somebody said Drawman coming back, and he says as a main fighter, not likely.
Yeah,
So,
see,
I mean,
he's
that's about
always
as-
hated Drawman,
That's about
but
as deconfirming as possible.
with
At least he's got-
Motaro, it's never been like we don't like Motaro. It's always been this list of programming excuses, like he would be too big for the screen or some shit like that.
Yeah, it says like you don't know what you're asking for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
For
do it
Motaro.
like you
That.
did it in MK3. We've seen
Yeah.
it before. Shut the fuck up.
I just read it as "Stay tuned next time, true believers. We'll tell you more."
Yeah,
It's PR.
It could be. It could
It's-
be.
keeping
it's
people on the
non-
hook. He's
It's non-committal, but this is also him kind of going back on we're never having cameo appearances ever again, like he said that one time.
Mhm.
Remember that? He's
Yeah,
realized
I
that was a mistake.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't a mistake. He just got annoyed by people asking for those characters to be DLC.
Well, I mean, it literally happened the very next game when he's like, "Yeah,
He
we'll
just got-
we'll not
he
do
just
that
got
again."
fucking
But
salty.
then Cyrex and Sector, yeah.
Yeah.
It,
I'm
wa- it
willing
was
to-
mainly.
I'm-
I think
I'm-
wasn't he saying that no more cameos? Didn't he do that leading up to Injustice 2 though? Because in Injustice 2, I don't think we got that.
Yeah, there aren't any injustice, but
Sorry, I mean like the next Mortal Kombat game.
I'm
the one that
really
it
willing to
was-
bet that like WB slapped his knuckles for that one. Probably.
yeah, honestly, every story should have fucking cameos. How are you capable of writing narratives without NPCs?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Fucking sucks about
Temp.
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 You're running out of
next
Greek
pick,
people.
Wow us.
I mean, I might wow you. I didn't do this on purpose. This is actually next on my list. I'm picking Taven.
Interesting.
I'm surprised Russ didn't pick him
Yeah,
yet.
fuck Russ.
I thought his
he was
time to
safe.
shine. I thought his time to shine was at 11, and then he wasn't in 11, and then nope.
Listen,
Well, I think he
we'll
is in
only
protect.
get
Yeah.
cameo points for Taven and Dagon. They will
Well-
only be they're ending fodder.
So here's the thing. I know everybody thinks of Taven and Dagon as a pair. If one's in a game, the other has to be in a game. But Dagon is the leader of a faction that's been around for thousands of years and has plans beyond just Blaze. Dagon could be in any game. He doesn't need Taven.
Well, I mean, for me personally, Taven is my preference of the two, frankly, and I think
Well,
honestly,
Dagon
I don't
does
think
need a
there's any-
redesign.
based.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I just think there's nothing wrong with that character. I think it'd be very easy to make him look good and play well. If I was designing the character, I would give him installs where multiple installs where you can actually add layers of armor based on your meter gauge, right? And it just I kind of make him like sort of how Jamie is in Street Fighter 6. I think there's a million things you can do with him, and he is a Mortal Kombat protagonist. I think people are too easy to dismiss that. So yeah, I like Taven. I think he should be back.
I mean, the other thing, Taven's supposed to be asleep in a rock. You have to ride around that, whereas Dagon's just around and can be any time without having to send a character to free him.
You're assuming
Yeah,
they
that's
care about
true.
any of that. They can just retcon that out.
Or you can work. I mean, working around it, I don't think is even that difficult. I think it'd be pretty easy to wake him up.
Yeah, they
I
don't
mean,
give a
that's-
shit.
Yeah.
God Lu could have created a world where Edenia was never conquered and Taven is just around. Yeah.
Yeah, I do generally like what they did with him in Armageddon. He's kind of like this is gonna sound like a stretch, but his personality is kind of like Jotaro in a way. I think it works for some reason. But
I do enjoy Taven's attitude of like, fuck your side quest, I'm busy.
yeah.
I don't
It's fun.
stop asking me to do things.
But every time he just gives in.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Be cool if he fights with his dragon. That'd be tight.
I just love the reluctant, sarcastic approach after Shujinko. That's it. That's the end of the sentence.
no, I agree. I 100% agree.
You know, it is the story of a man who has been asleep for like thousands and thousands of years, and he is just having the worst morning. Except the morning lasts for like a fucking week.
The eye crusties would be really bad.
He needed some coffee badly.
That mound he broke out of at the beginning was made of eye crust.
Ew.
He was not trapped in a rock. That came out of his face.
I can smell that sentence. Oh my gosh.
I'm uncomfortable now.
What's Django's next one?
Django's going Aaron Black for the next one.
Yeah,
I
makes
think you
sense.
gotta give him a high
Somebody
risk
has to.
character. Most of us have one. Maybe
Yeah.
next time.
Eventually.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Like, no.
I think all of Django's choices are like strongly possible too. I don't think any of these are off the board at all.
Agreed.
I have nothing to say about Aaron Black.
I mean,
Aaron
I don't
Black
know
is
what
a
his
person.
likeliness is, but yeah, I mean,
I do think 11 hurt him for sure.
11 hurt him
Agreed.
bad.
yeah.
The fact that
It
they
didn't hurt a lot of us bad.
It made him a lot less interesting. I'll say that.
Well, it's just like when you look at MKX, even with his showing, a lot of people really still wanted him. Like he was still like everybody loved Aaron Black, and then Aaron
Oh,
Black
yeah,
comes
he
back in
was back.
11. He comes back in 11, and everyone's like, ah, yeah.
It's the Ermac effect, man. It's X ruined Ermac for people, and 11 ruined Aaron Black for people. Like,
Well, also, it's worth noting that Aaron Black's gameplay in 11 was worse even by 11 standards. It was
Yeah.
so bad what they did to that character. They made him so boring.
It's
It was everything. They ruined him
dropkick,
almost
They have
everywhere.
no idea how much cool factor is inherent to carrying a severed Tarkatan arm around.
didn't they give him like a Confederate
removed
soldier
that.
outfit?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
they
he has
did.
like
Oh,
a
I
Civil
didn't know
War
that.
South outfit.
Yeah.
Ah.
The problem is in his X backstory, which okay, so first of all, in 11 he's not 150 years old, so he shouldn't have a Civil War uniform unless he's modern day racist. But in his original backstory, where he is 150 years old, the era that he's from Texas from was after the Civil War, or they weren't part of it.
Wait, is that in his actual game or was that in his concept art?
That
That's
was
one
in
of
the
his
game.
costumes in 11. He has a gray Civil War outfit.
Oh shit.
Hmm.
I remember that, but I don't remember if it was concept art or it's in the game.
It's in.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
It's in the game. EA Sports Confederacy.
Insightful historical commentary right there. Character bad. Character
Yeah.
evil. Looks like Donald Trump or wears Civil War outfit.
What's also disappointing about Aaron Black is that in the future, Aaron Black, who still is working for Kodal, is technically one of the good guys, and we never see him do anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, he gets that one
fought
monologue
in
in
Aftermath.
yeah. He has one scene in Aftermath, that one monologue kind of thing.
He
Oh, I
gets
forgot
to
about
do Baraka things with Baraka, by which I mean dumb henchman shit.
Maybe that's why he's not carrying the arm around anymore.
I don't
wanna
think it
piss
was
him
an arm. I think it was just like the blade. But still, yeah.
I think I'm done talking about pain. So let
Well,
me move on
yeah.
to some more pain. My next pick is Sindel because I don't think they're gonna fix anything. I think they're gonna double down on that shit.
You
Hmm.
think
That
even
is
if
why she's not on my list.
I
Liu
don't wanna
Kang
have this
creates the
conversation.
universe, Sindel will still be evil?
I don't fucking think they give a fuck.
No, they don't. They don't. It'll happen. You're right.
Well,
I
I mean,
just want to point out how much even worse it will be.
I don't want to have this conversation.
yeah, I just don't think about Sindel these days. I just choose not to think about her.
I
You
think
know,
I just
God.
think they're gonna do it double down because I think that they've made choices out of spite before, and
I
I
will
think
say
this will be the spite choice.
another quote that I pulled from the last episode or the last time we did this before MK11, thus before Sindel's revelation and retcon. When we were asked by our audience, I think it was like maybe Car to the Low or somebody. I can't remember who sent in the question.
Cartuthalo, yeah.
Whatever
Yeah,
happened to that guy?
somebody
He's not
sent
around
the
anymore.
question in, and they asked if you could basically kill off one character forever, like in the franchise, and they're just going to be dead and they'll never come back. Razor's answer was Sindel. He could have saved us from this. And you were shocked. You're like,
I was right.
Sindel,
I was right.
and you were like, your reasoning behind that was because Katana never moves on if Sindel's around.
Yeah, she never gets to be queen if Sindel's around.
Right. So in this case, had Sindel just been killed off and never came back, we'd never had that retcon.
God
I
damn it.
hate the
He's wise
logic.
beyond his
but
words, I tell you.
respect
Anyways, just thought I'd throw that out there because it's kind of funny.
I will say I disagree. I do not think she's coming back. I think their perspective is this shit is too much trouble. We don't need this, and she's just not going to show up.
I would rather that.
I would rather that,
Yes, I
but
agree.
but we've already been over this. This is my worldview.
Did the guy
I
that
would
wrote
like-
that is he even still there?
He's still
wasn't
there.
it
Yep.
Dom Cianciolo is still
Dom,
there.
yeah, Dom's still
And
there.
I
he
would
was
like a
the
gesture
two
of-
writers. He was the one who championed the change to Sindel elements.
Okay, I thought somebody moved on from
Yeah,
the NRS.
Sean Kittleson was always just freelance.
Okay. It was him
But
and somebody
Dom was
else.
the
but
Dom
I think
was
it
the
was
very Sindel one.
I think it was the UI guy.
Ryan Chard.
No,
Yeah, he left after
I'm
X.
thinking the
No, it was
UI
after
guy.
X.
I'm not
Oh,
even
God.
thinking the story
Danish?
guy.
Oh, Danish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that guy.
That guy wasn't a
That guy's a
writer,
prick.
was he?
I just
No,
said that. I
but-
think he was a
No,
UI
he
guy.
ran his mouth on Twitter a lot, though.
Yeah, he was a
Jesus.
bitch.
I think he got told to shut up.
Nobody liked Danish. That guy needed to shut his fucking mouth. He was bad PR for the
Damn,
company.
I'll see you.
Oh, I remember
dude.
when he went on Twitter, he was like, guys, all right, guys, here we are. Tag team is finally back, and it wasn't even like actual
Damn.
tag team. He's like, we know you guys been waiting for this tag team in MK11, and it was like the fucking stupid ass tower
I
shit.
think the only time he ever
Wasn't-
responded to me was
What-
when I asked him about why they don't do like the select screen backgrounds anymore, and he just said like it doesn't look good or something in the modern games. I don't know, some bullshit.
Wasn't he
opinion
the
is
guy
wrong.
wasn't he the guy that said like we need to think about what the devs want too when we think about
Yeah,
characters?
it was something about not bringing 3D era characters back. It's like, we need to like the characters.
Like, how about you shut your fucking face?
I think
How about you
I think
become
the
a
only
fan of
time-
Mortal Kombat? Then you will like the characters.
I think the only time I ever actually interacted with that guy was to ask him to please kindly be quiet and stop talking.
It would be
I
nice
like-
if he had.
I
He
I
was so
like
annoying.
I like Jandy better. That guy's cool.
Yeah,
He
he's
liked
always,
was-
he's always
He
been
liked
cool to
for a
me.
commission
Andy's
guard.
awesome.
He was the one that was super cool to me at the event and follows me on Twitter, so that's fun.
He
And
said
then
nice things about our Dairu design.
He liked a
Right.
lot of he liked a lot of my funny shitposting tweets until the Sindel thing happened and I went on an angry tirade. Then he never interacted with me again. Can't say I blame him.
I
Shad,
mean, you do have to
Yeah.
work for the company.
Yeah, after all,
Yeah.
sort of
Gotta
gotta
keep your job. Gotta keep your job.
Yeah, that does take priority. Shad, you are up, sir.
Tanya.
Good pick.
fuck, I was gonna pick that one too.
I feel like she always has a chance.
Tanya.
She's kind of one of their favorites too, I think. But
She's like a C tier. Like comes back
yeah,
less often than MK3 characters, but more than most.
yeah,
More
I was gonna say
likely
she's not
than,
Quan Chi or Kenshi, but she's like the next tier down in
Yeah,
terms
yeah.
of
She's
that
right up
era
there
that gets
almost.
representation.
She has kind of a new
She's like Bo
following.
tier, basically.
Yeah.
She has kind of a new following now that she has this kind of relationship with Melina thing going
Yeah,
on.
now that
recent
the
games.
LGBT movement is behind her.
It's a valid reason to like a character.
It's
Yeah,
fair.
yeah.
It's fair. I understand. Everybody wants representation. They want to see themselves in things. I get it.
I think it works for Tanya too. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Give her a little
mean,
bit of spotlight. Tell us why
yeah.
Jade hates her. Tell us why Melina likes her.
At least
I'm
it's a
behind.
character I like. Like I want Tanya too. I'm with them.
You want Tanya on ya? Melina
Wouldn't
Kaminina?
say no.
Oh
I mean,
my
I'm missing no to
god.
the second to
Jesus
that
fuck.
one.
I don't even know why people said that because it just doesn't
Melina
make any sense.
Kaminina, yeah, some shit like
it's
that,
just
yeah.
like-
Maybe she leaves the mask on.
Yeah, as long as the mask's on, I'd be fine.
Tanya
No,
or
Melina.
Melina?
Melina. She doesn't wear a mask.
Tanya doesn't wear a fucking mask.
She has the
Also,
domino.
They're gonna
right?
make her wear a mask.
Does she have the domino, or is it all just face paint these days?
It's face paint, I think.
Okay.
I believe
At
it was
one
face
point, it was a
painted X.
domino, was it not?
I mean,
It looks like in
in
Deception's
the
alt.
concept art for Deception, it was drawn as a domino mask, but in game, it's always been rendered as paint.
Okay. Well,
That's why she has
Yeah.
white eyes, because she was supposed to look like Robin, not be magic.
right.
honestly, I think any character that has a domino mask on that's not a superhero looks stupid as shit.
It
I'd
would have
be
been a very
100%.
strange choice. Like, who is she hiding her identity from?
I would have been 100% fine with them actually going back and making her completely undominoed like MK4. People forget that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd prefer that.
I like the white eyes.
I just enjoy
Yeah.
the Cleopatra hair. I think she looks hot.
Yeah, the Cleopatra hair is, yeah.
I like
good
her
look.
X design a lot. She looks good.
Yeah.
X
It's
is, like,
alright.
top tier for me.
Yeah.
All right, D4.
Shit. This is difficult. I think I'm actually gonna take Kentaro. You waited too long. Tim.
You waited too long.
Well, second place. There you go.
Yeah,
You broke your streak too. You were all
we got
grazed
Goro and Shao
beforehand.
Kahn.
Just
And
hand him the win.
Kintaro's the only one left that they could choose because I don't
I
think
mean-
Kintaro's getting in.
Kentaro's a good choice in my opinion. I think it is weird he has not shown up yet.
'Cause,
So
yeah. Yeah, they did
he's
the
cool.
whole.
I think he's go on.
They did the whole Shang Tsung fatality thing again, and he was in that Battle of the Realms piece of shit. So I think he's got a decent chance. But
I like Battle of the Realms.
dude, that shit's trash.
Dude,
So
I will
bad.
smack you around.
These fucking
It
guys.
was
so
hey,
bad.
you do not talk to first place like
These
that, all right?
fucking guys.
This guy knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
It was
okay.
the only time anything ever adapted MK2. It gets points for that alone.
He's
I
a
don't care that the
Force
ending was
Snake
bad.
watcher. He's a Force Snake watcher. It's okay.
Ugh.
All right.
I mean, okay,
Cyber
so
smoke in it.
I do want to add that, like, to this day, no matter how anyone feels about Kentaro, Shang Tsung turning to Kentaro for a fatality is still one of the best fatalities of all time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone could argue that. Like, I mean, like, I hate Devora, right? That's on record. But I think her fatality in MK11 is brilliant. I think it's absolutely brilliant.
Oh, the thing one.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
fantastic fatality, and I think this applies to the Shang Tsung Kentaro thing as well. I think it's just a very, very smart fatality.
Oh yeah. I think I
did
pulled
love
it
them.
off on one of the MKO guys when we met him at the reveal event.
Paying
It was-
homage to the MK2 version
I
was
think
a
it was
really nice
Scott
touch.
Howell. I didn't fuck that name up, did I?
No,
No,
that's
that's the name. That's the name.
Like, I know it. I just
You're good,
fucking
you're
put
good.
on the spot. I don't want
Wait,
to fucking be disrespectful.
there's a couple of Scott in the MKO crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weirdly common
I
name.
mean, I follow him, and I think I'm even friends with him on Facebook, so it'd be extra awkward if I fucked it up.
So who
Okay,
you
I guess
picking?
it's me.
Which
Yeah.
picks?
Shit, I was not
You got 2.
as prepared this time. I think I got like everybody I was planning
Yeah,
on
we're
doing.
starting to wind down. We're starting to crack down on some stuff.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go. Shit. I think I'm gonna go Rain. Just because, like, now that he's been DLC twice, there's absolutely no way that he makes DLC again, in my opinion. So, like, it is one of those main roster or bust. And
Yeah.
then
That would be so funny if he's DLC.
They keep on paying money for the Purple Prince. Why
Not
not
only-
keep charging for him?
Not only make him DLC again,
It
but
is-
put him on the menu of MK12.
Here's the thing. The fact that he was DLC twice proves that it's a winning strategy.
He's gonna be on the box art and not in the game.
I don't want Rain unless the gameplay is good.
I don't
We
want
want
Rain
anybody
unless
else
he
to be
has
able to-
the man bun.
Like if the game isn't combo oriented, I don't want Rain. That's the takeaway.
I think there's way too
My
much.
first priority is that it needs to be a game with no gear or variations. Because I don't want to see that fucking Katar shit or
You
the
got one-
Yeah,
purple
fuck that.
rips
That's
in
the
like-
lamest
space
shit
again.
ever.
But like
It was-
all his classic moves in 11 were deliberately bad. Like what the fuck?
it was very odd that so many people had, like, weapons that didn't need them.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
didn't. That wasn't, like, a thing that they were trying to push as a gimmick either. Like, at no time.
No, they
during
didn't call
the
it out like
marketing-
they did in the 3D era, but it
Right.
felt like the 3D era again.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I
that's
didn't-
strange.
So few of them made sense or were good, just like in Deadly Lies and Deception.
I didn't hate the Katars, but he isn't the first person I would have given them to. Some people don't need
I just-
weapons. Some
Dude,
people
dude,
The
I-
first
I-
question you have to ask is, does this character need this thing?
yeah, right.
Aldo Rain.
Do they not already have a moveset without it?
And Rain's always been about kicks. I don't know why the fuck they would give him like a
Yeah, they should
A
have put him on
weapon
his
in the
feet.
first
Yeah,
place.
melee. Yeah,
The
melee.
thing,
Yeah.
the thing is that I like did some research on like whatever the fuck he had in 11. Not all of them do that scissor shit. They're like you're advised to just not use them and use a normal knife. They're actually really shitty.
Yeah, not everyone's scissors.
The only thing I really ask for if they bring him back is that they make him just a bit more of a hilariously kind of stupid dumbass. Because I can't take military genius Rain seriously at all. I
I
just can't. He's such an idiot. He's always been an unlikable, stupid, hilarious idiot.
I
A
agree.
useful
That's actually the
idiot,
most
but a
interesting part
useful-
about him. Yeah, I
Like,
like
he's
he's
so-
a scumbag.
He's so
Yeah.
full of
Yeah,
himself, you
I've
shouldn't be
never
able to
seen
take
him
him
as-
seriously.
I've never seen him as unintelligent, but I have always seen him as like a real, like, just kind of a selfish, petty, like the kind of guy who would call himself the Prince of Thieves or something like that. Like somebody who's like,
Narcissistic.
yeah, and like,
But
you
I
know,
also
like
almost kind of got the feeling that he was, like, maybe not as smart as he thought he was. Like, my first impression of his personality is always going to be deception, where, like, Jade gets you to lure him into an alley where she knocks him the fuck out. Like, after
I
he
mean-
buys whatever bullshit story Shujinko spins.
he's in the category of schemer villains, but he's way below Shang and Quan Chi.
He's like a less intelligent Starscream, maybe. I don't know.
I was actually thinking that as well.
I don't know. I don't have a super high opinion of Starscream, so I would say that's unfair.
I just
All
can't put
right.
the phrase sentence. I just can't. Anyway,
What's the next one?
And for my
second.
and for my second pick, this is not like a character I really care about, but he's been shown off enough times and shown up. Dagon.
I was gonna take him.
4-pointer, and yeah, he's been around enough frickin' times and like cameos. They got to be having some sort of plan for him. So
Damn it! That was the last 4 or 5 I believed in. And I was actually banking on getting the 2 points for cameo.
I mean, that's not bad. All right, down 4. Back to you.
I think I'm gonna take Kai because honestly,
man.
Mortal Kombat needs more black characters, and I think he could fit that well because isn't he from Detroit or some
And they could
shit?
have
Yeah,
Phil. They could have
yes.
Phil fucking Lamar voice him.
He is, despite years of lies on the wiki, actually American.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just
He
saying,
is
like,
not from Nepal or some shit. He's from fucking America.
Where did people
It's
even
in his
get that
MK4
from?
bio. The reason people thought he was from like the Middle East or Nepal or someplace like that is just because in MK4 he used that knife.
Mhm.
That's the only reason.
I thought it was an MKA he used that knife. I don't remember what the weapon was.
No, in
He's
the
Armageddon,
club.
he has a
Use the
fucking
club.
Okay.
The club.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Is
you,
the
in
Spike Club.
MK4,
I
he
think
looked
it,
like
I think it might have
Phil
also
Lamar.
been that concept art from
There
Was
is
it Deadly
concept art in Deadly Alliance where he's dressed kind of Middle Eastern and has a scimitar.
But they never went anywhere with that.
No.
Yeah, that was
no.
scrappy.
I'm
And
glad
his,
they didn't do
his
that.
bio literally says in MK4, Liu Kang met him in America. He's from fucking America. When Ed talks about him in interviews, he says that we wanted to make another African American character.
He's
Yeah.
got an alternate
his alt
costume in
yeah.
MK4 with a leather jacket.
And
He's in a jacket and
sunglasses,
jeans. Yeah.
I'm calling it now. Kotal Khan will not be in, and Phil Lamar will voice Kai. Because I'm telling you, Kai I'm telling you, in MK4, I always thought of Phil Lamar in Mad TV's UPS man guy, whatever funny character that he would
So
play.
here's the thing:
It
Phil
looks
Lamar
just like that guy.
has so much range. He could do both. He could play
Oh,
Kotal
I'm
Khan
sure he could do
and
both.
do like the Static Shock voice for Kai.
You're right.
Yeah.
He could definitely do both. I'm just saying he won't. He's just gonna do Kai.
Fair enough.
I really want Kai for the gameplay reasons.
Yeah,
I
there's
think
so much potential.
all that fucking capoeira shit could
Yeah.
look fucking rad.
I think they could do. I've always kind of liked the fireball where he just jumps up and goes through the ground for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Like I
That's
think
such
that
a
would be tight.
fun moveset.
It
Cheetah-
would be
yeah.
nice.
Cheetah and Justice 2 kind of had some capoeira-y animations, and they
Right.
looked really nice.
It would be nice if they animated a full capoeira move set. I mean, Tekken 3 came out 20 years ago.
Yeah, I was about to say, considering how popular Eddie Gordo was in Tekken 3 and just the capoeira stuff, I mean, I remember shit always suggesting like, oh, that'd be cool like for Reptile way back in the day to have that sort of shit. Maybe it's just because I saw too much Annihilation with the Raptors doing it with Raiden. I don't know. But I'm telling you, bring in Kai with the capoeira. You're onto something. We got it.
I think he's got a good chance too, because I get the feeling that they also like him because he was almost the cameo over Bo Right Show in X.
Oh, that's right.
that's
I
right,
remember
yeah,
that,
Interesting. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, I put him as a 5 on here because he's just kind of one of those that's just been MIA as well. But knowing that, I mean, that's interesting. I'd say maybe he does have a shot.
It would be nice for Liu Kang to interact with someone that isn't Kung Lao as well. Like to actually have a friend that's not just as fucking.
Yeah.
Someone who isn't a complete asshole then.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would like to go a game without Kung Lao.
Yeah,
Just
same.
for a breath of fresh air.
Please.
I am a little bit tired of him.
Also, I'm thinking like MKX had Tanya, 11 is Fujin. If 12 has Reiko, they might just get the MK4 characters out of the way and do Kai too.
That
Yeah.
would be nice.
I hope. I would love
That'd
to
be
see
fucking
that.
sick.
Silly smoke, man. That would mean Jarek.
Well, no, here's the thing. We thought they were doing MK3 and 11, and then they just left Stryker out because fuck it. And both robots, even though Sector and Cyrax have always been the most popular MK3 characters.
Also, some other guy that's gray.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Some asshole. Fuck him.
All right, Shad.
Pain.
Come on, Shad.
It's time for the cop that you can't stop. Speaking of which,
Really?
Oh boy.
I don't know. We're really running out of people here, folks.
Well,
It's funny because the most popular characers are still here.
Yeah.
They're not worth that much
because they're only 1 point.
God, I gotta choose Raiden. Oh.
Right now, it's like it's either people that will not show up, but are interesting, or people that are guaranteed.
Look,
Yeah.
I would have
Trying to hold on to
started
that middle
Scorpion
ground.
Sub-Zero, Liu Kang, Raiden, but I want to win.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. We're like,
Sure.
this is the end of the middle ground, is where we are right now.
Yep.
Do I really
Definitely.
want this? Do I really want this?
You do.
Too late to go back now.
Do it.
Thing is, like Striker from a gameplay perspective had a lot of smart stuff in 9. I think with one
Oh,
more
yeah.
patch, Striker could have been so sick.
Yeah, but they could just give it to Cassie.
I found him a lot of
Fuck
fun.
that.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, they could do that.
Also,
yeah.
I'm sure somebody will be like, well, people don't like cops right now. That's bad PR. ACAB.
Man.
It would actually be fairly easy to make him not a cop, though. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
just make him a
Like,
That's what I was
riot
thinking.
officer.
He was in Battle of the Realms, so
I don't want him
Wait,
to
I've
not be
got
a
it.
cop, though.
I've got it. He used to be a cop, but then he became a black dragon, see?
Oh my god.
You know what? At least you
You're
didn't
onto
say
something.
Special Forces. You didn't say Special Forces, and I appreciate
That
That is true. That is true.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
funny.
Striker in the
Just
Special
to-
Forces is.
Oh my god.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I
because
also
god.
think he looked good in MK9. I thought his design was good.
I mean,
did look good.
He was great in 9.
It's a
I've
video
always
game.
said one of
That's
the
never
dumbest
been.
things in 9 is that they kill him. Because they
I
finally
just-
fixed him. He could have kept going.
Yeah, put him up there. Fuck it.
I'm just
I'll
saying,
stick
I
with
think
it.
it's a video
I'll own
game
it.
enough that nobody's going to be like, this is a cop, like my local neighborhood
A
cop.
lot of people were already saying it when they thought he might be in 11 because they were doing MK3.
Well, those people are fucking stupid.
people who can't like
Separate
take
reality from video
yeah
games.
separate reality. Like fictional cops are nice because like they're like what they're supposed to be. Like just fucking
not-
suspend your disbelief. Come on.
It's not about suspension of disbelief. It's about public relations and doing things you think people will have a problem with, even if they may or may not. That's the point.
Yeah, I mean,
I
Hear me
mean-
out. What if they just made him a cyborg and then he could basically be RoboCop?
yeah.
Logic.
Now
Yeah,
we're
perfect
talking.
logic right there.
Again.
Oh man.
Fucking
Some,
RoboCop.
some sort of robotic cop. How about that?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a very interesting thing?
I mean, that's a good point, though. They did do RoboCop in MK11. Did
Some
anybody
sort
complain
of
about that?
some sort of mechanical policeman.
He's a steampunk version of RoboCop. Everything's made of wood instead, actually. All right, Smoke Man, what do you got?
Oh shit, is it my turn? Fuck.
Yep.
Hmm. Quan Chi.
All right, yeah,
Safe.
yeah, I'd say
Yeah, he's probably
reasonable,
in.
reasonable
He's probably-
odds.
I think didn't Ed Boon just straight up say like, yeah, he's gonna be in.
I wouldn't put it- Wait, who
Enjoy
am I
your
kidding?
points.
He's
It was
like,
so
who am I
weird
kidding?
that we
Like,
went a game without him. Why did we do that?
and the whole time we were worried he was going to be DLC too. Like we didn't even really
know
get
what,
the relief
though?
of it.
You know what though? For all the problems that we may have had with 11, I didn't mind going a game without that bald bastard.
Yeah, right?
yeah.
It was actually
It was
kind of
time.
nice.
It was a
It was-
relief.
It was
nice.
time. It was
now-
time.
But now I might be kind of itching for Quan Chi. No.
If only we
I
could
think
build the
we
next game
exhausted
without
pretty
the other
much-
bald bastard.
I would just get rid of all the bald characters, frankly.
Yeah, I know. You got weird hangups. Okay. You're saying, Russ?
Look,
Oh, I
one
was just
day
saying-
you'll be old, and then we'll see.
Isn't this like a phobia small anime schoolgirls have? Bald people?
May
Is
had
our
that in Guilty
resident
Gear.
small anime
Yeah, that's it.
schoolgirl.
This
Well,
is why
yeah.
you do it, isn't it, Temp?
It makes
Oh,
sense.
God.
Bald people look gross.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm balding. I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, I'm losing my hair too. Most of us are.
Yeah, same.
My hair is still fantastic. I
Well,
don't
you're
know.
okay.
still young.
Give it time. You'll get there.
Bruss,
Oh,
you're
man.
going to
You're
taste
you're a
it.
ginger.
want
How
tea.
many gingers have you ever seen not go bald? Fucking Louis C.K.
Look at where Danny Elfman is now. See that? That's a toupee. That's for your head.
For Django, this one's a little bit of a dark horse, but I feel like this is a Django type character. It was lower on his list from last time, like one of his last picks. but I'm like, if we're gonna get more 3D era representation, like out of all the characters, this seems like right up Django's alley, and that's Movado. Like he's
Sure.
got to have a 4-pointer in there, right?
Sure.
So like,
Yeah, you gotta have you gotta
and
have
then
a long
like
shot.
dude with trench coat who wears like something over his face, at least in his alt costume, he had a bandana over his face, so he's somewhat ninja-like. And then he has like the rope things, which like those are kind of like whips. So you know,
Yeah, Django likes whips and grappling
I
hooks.
could totally see Movado being like a character that Django would play, like
For
a
some
revamped
reason-
Movado.
For some
You
reason,
forgot-
there's a lot of people that really want that character, and I think that they might give him that.
Yeah,
You forgot to block off Quan Chi in red.
thanks for pointing that out. Thank you.
Wow, how could you forget that?
Yeah. Well, the weird part is I almost forgot Cyrax for like a turn. So yeah, shit happens, man. Last time we did this fucking thing, I chose Devora twice because of that reason. I literally
There's just
drafted
two.
Devora
There's
twice.
two Devoras on the screen.
Like a
And
fucking-
Temp just straight up leaves the MKS.
Well, I didn't alphabetical it last time, and I fucking forgot to block her off. So I drafted her, and then like 3 picks later, drafted her again. Like a
Hey, if
fucking
they put
idiot.
Devora and MK12 twice, it works.
Yeah, I get points both times, right? All
Kill
right,
me.
that's Django.
So for next, I'm gonna put Scarlet. Played her a lot in MK11. I didn't play her much in MK9, but I think her gameplay was really sick. It's funny, she's polar opposites, but yet she has a 100% success rate for like really interesting gameplay ideas. I like the idea of a safe slide if properly distanced, and I think Scarlet's cool. I spent a lot of time with that character. Django is also surprisingly a big Scarlet fan as well. So yeah, Scarlet.
Yeah, me
All
too.
right.
She's cool.
Julio. Yeah, I mean, I
That's
think
what I'd
everyone
say
would
about Scarlet.
like to see her back, but yeah, it's just a matter of
A
are
few-
they going to keep her going?
A few traits from her 9 incarnation, a few traits from her 11 incarnation. You got a great character right there.
I really think that would be the logical choice is to combine the two move sets. I think that would be so interesting.
Yeah,
It sounded so sarcastic. That I think that'd be so interesting.
No. I think
He's
I think
so
I-
interesting. Like you guys have no idea.
there's a Kids in the Hall sketch about this joke. But yeah, no, it's yes. I love that.
Are you
sketch.
into the doors?
Are you being sarcastic? No, this is just the way I talk. Yeah, no, it's just yes. God, I don't know. I also think like lore aside, I think she's a hard character to mess up.
She is pretty awesome. Like visually, like she was a great
Wait,
character
what?
to have at
Wait,
the
Scarlet?
Yeah.
They immediately fucked her up. I don't know what you're talking about.
Did they?
I
Yeah,
thought she was
I
a
don't
hard
think-
character.
I don't
They
think
just-
Temp is on that boat. I don't think Temp is on that boat.
Oh, I'm on that boat.
I thought she like from a visual standpoint, I think she's very like awesome to look at and
I mean,
like,
the
to
evening
watch
gowny
play.
outfits. You're just thinking about the fucking like French Foreign Legion out in the desert outfit.
Well, I don't have a name for the costume I used,
Yeah,
right?
I
It just,
don't-
it's vaguely red and leather. I don't have
Yeah.
a description
I'm
for
just
it.
talking
She
about
has-
her default, like the
she
the
has
one with
good
the sash
outfits.
and the tights and the
Oh, I
cool
wasn't
shit.
talking about the outfits. I was talking about the lore.
Oh, yeah,
no,
I have
he
no
said
opinion
he said
on that.
design, man.
Oh
He
shit!
said the word design.
Yeah, I'm
I
saying
just
from
don't-
like from like
I
the
think it's gonna be fuck up.
reveal.
It'd be
Like, I'm
hard to
thinking
fuck
Temp
up
back-
the
doesn't
lore.
care about Temp doesn't care about the lore anymore, man. He was the wisest of all of us. He's
I don't
skipped
know
away.
why. I don't know why I heard that.
Yeah, I don't really care about the new lore much at all. But
Yeah.
especially with Scarlet, like I never really had a huge stake in. Man, I hope they really do cool things with Scarlet. It was more of like I want a blood character. That was really who looks cool.
Yeah,
That
she's
was
just
kinda my main thing.
badass. Like what I'm saying is like at the initial reveal, like there's just certain characters that just look badass out of the gate that are very striking that are gonna like catch your attention as a cool character. Like she's like right up there with the other ninjas. You know what I mean? Like in terms of like visual flair. So that's cool.
I mean, as
And
far
there's
as
still things you
design
can do
goes,
with
I
her
don't-
too. Yeah.
As far as design goes, like nothing really impressed me all that much. I don't know.
I think her MK3, MK2, and her comic outfits were pretty good.
Man,
Yeah, I
love
really
her
like her
default.
MK2 outfit.
I like the MK3. It's shiny.
I didn't think we were counting the MK2 and 3 outfits.
Well, it's there.
I mean, I used it like for 1,000 matches, so it's got to count for something.
All right, Razor, you are up, sir.
Well, we're getting down to the wire. I'm gonna take Melina.
You bitch.
Melina Caminina.
Yeah, there's no way
Melina
she ever sits out a
Caminina.
game again after what happened with 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, true that.
Ugh,
Yeah, unfortunately, and
that
not
whole
because I
fiasco.
despise the character, but just because
I
I
like
despise
Melina.
that behavior.
I do like that behavior made me not want the character to be an 11, but just on a baseline general level, I do like Melina.
They will
Yeah,
She's
never
also
live that down, by the way. Like, now anytime a rabid fan base wants a character, they know how to get results. So
I don't think any character other than Melina could
Warrant that.
mobilize that reaction though.
Yeah, maybe.
Because
Shaman-
it's
Shaman
basically
should.
sexual.
Maybe, yeah.
Like the people who behave like that are thinking with their crotches, and that's nobody else inspires that.
I don't think the people on Twitter were thinking with their crotches.
Oh, they absolutely were.
No,
I think it's
Stand-
partially
stand-
that.
Even and especially the gay ones.
It is partially that, and it is part of the teenage urge to identify with the broken, scarred anime character
No, here's the thing.
stereotype.
Here's the
Because
thing.
I'm so very damaged by the world.
You're
Look at me.
right.
Look how broken I am. I'm going to summon Meteor and become the Joker. Let's keep moving.
Yeah, you're right, but I consider that a sexual fetish.
Maybe.
Also, yes.
Okay.
Well, you
continue.
know, like Melina's part of that category of characters where I'm always kind of curious to see what they do with her. Like, I'm always curious how Jax is going to play. Sub-Zero is also near the top of that list. I'm always interested to see how they
Sure.
reinvent Sub-Zero. And Melina is absolutely in that category. Reptile's probably even right below Sub-Zero. It's always crazy to see what they do with that character. But yeah, she has kind of always delivered on the gameplay front, especially in probably MKX. I really like the
Yeah.
ethereal stuff.
I loved her designs in MKX and MK11. Like I said, my problem is less with the character and more with just, yeah, I just don't
I
like
try
it.
like the Sindel stuff. I just ignore it. Yeah, what's up?
Yeah.
Her outfits are great. Just fuck the giant teeth from X. That's all.
Yeah, I don't want the lips back. They fixed her in 11. Let's keep running with the Ken and Melina.
Yeah.
Thank you.
In
All
fact,
right,
let's
Brett.
stop redesigning characters like core species traits, period. It didn't work for Khan either.
Russ, you got two.
Yeah, I am going to shoot for the cameo role, and I'm gonna do meat. I do expect to run into meat.
Motherfucker!
I'm going.
Snatched him out from under you.
I'm going for the points, even though I think it's gonna be half of it.
My running joke.
I do expect to go into the crypt this time around and get coins from him, and he says, "Here, take this."
Now,
No,
for
like-
just for the record, if a character has a meat-like alt skin and it says
Skin.
meat in the life bar, then it counts as the character.
Then it counts as a character. Okay,
I
because
would
I
say
It
also
has to. It has
yeah.
to say meat in the
6.
life bar, though. It has to say meat in the life bar.
okay.
Can't just be like zombified Sonya or something like. That
Okay.
doesn't.
How
Yeah.
about Johnny? How about, for example, what they were going for in 9, where Johnny Cage gets burned during the tower during a match? He's like, "No, I'm nothing but meat." Because I would count that. 'Cause
If
that's
they
what they were
say
doing.
the name and it has a visual experience of meat, then yes, we can count that too.
Okay.
There you go.
Because I do also not well. I think there's a good chance that we also get an alternate skin of me too. I think there's a good chance.
Would be fun.
I don't
Also-
know. I think there's a more likely chance he'll be in the crypt or something like that, like a cameo in
Yeah.
the crypt. But yeah. Anyways, my other choice, I'm gonna go with Frost. I don't think they're done with her. I think they're gonna redo her. I think they knew they fucked up. I think they're gonna change it up.
What
Do
do you
you know
base that
something we
on?
don't?
I don't know if they consider that fucked up like we do.
Yeah, I thought most like outside of like the hardcore audience, I thought the general audience thought she was cool, and then from their end, did they give?
I mean,
any
I don't know.
impression
She
that
takes
they...
off her head and throws it at people. I don't know how casuals react to that shit.
For the record, I probably am the only one of us that doesn't give a shit and thought that Cyberfrost was fine. So yeah,
I liked her. What are you
I,
talking
just,
about?
I don't
I
like
loved her.
Alyssa in Tekken either. I don't like any character that takes off their head and throws it at people except meat.
As like the one
Did
that wanted
Return of
Frost
Oz-
most, I was very happy with her.
did you
It
watch
may not
Return
be
of
the
Oz as a
Frost
child?
that we actually wanted, but I still thought it was cool.
I
But
don't
I'm
know.
also
I
into
mean,
like cyberpunk, like synths and that kind of stuff too. So
I
that
really,
also helps.
one of my favorite things in Tekken is actually when Alyssa has a throw where she hands you her head, you look down on it and explodes. I love that. I think that's fantastic. I played the crap out of
See,
that character.
that would be amusing as a Cyrax fatality. I don't want to see it in the middle of a match, especially from an anime girl.
So Tim, did you like Frost or no?
Oh no, I didn't.
Okay.
Was
All right.
anyone
I really
here
like Lisa
scarred
from
by
Tekken.
Return to Oz as a kid? Just a question.
I
What's
actually
that?
only saw the original Wizard of Oz until the Sam Raimi movie as an
I didn't
adult.
see
Really?
Return to Oz till I was
Yeah.
like in my 20s.
I've
the,
never
o-
seen
the,
it.
the only thing I've seen was the Sam Raimi Oz movie.
As
I
a kid,
I found that movie was one of those ones in the 80s that like kind of fucked kids up when they saw it too young, and
Well-
like people developed complexes about having people's heads come off. So just kind of wondering.
as
Princess
a
Mommy messed up a lot of
kid,
people.
as a kid, which is my Wizard of Oz is like my mom's favorite movie. But when I was a kid,
Same.
it made me a little uncomfortable. Like it's just a little bit creepy. Maybe I was slightly too young for it, so I didn't enjoy it. So I generally stayed away from Oz things.
I've never seen any Oz movies.
I was so
Jesus.
young when I saw Wizard of Oz. I didn't really understand it, so I didn't really have any context. So it was kind of like a lot of white noise until the witch starts melting, and I just didn't really know what the fuck was going on.
Razor, what's your next one?
Raka.
You
Of
fucker.
the remaining 3s, 4s, and 5s, he's the only believable one I want.
I fucking hate you, Razor.
All the 3s, 4s, and 5s that are left are fucking trash.
I also Bracca's interesting. I think he could actually go either way on the roster. He may be there, he might not. I don't really know what to believe on Bracca.
Classic
Yeah.
3-pointer, am I right?
Yeah, he's always in
Yes.
or out, like every odd numbered or whatever.
I mean,
That was the
least-
weirdest flex, Cyborg.
I'm just saying.
I'm sorry, Smoke Man.
50-50. All right.
I think that's the first time Razor's ever said he wants Baraka.
Well, compared to the likelihood of Daru or Darius,
11 gave him a lot more to work with. Let's be fair.
Nah, I always say that. He's great.
I think he
Eleven was
got a
good.
50-50 shot at getting those 3 points.
The only game he missed was MKX out of the last 4, so
Yeah.
he's got a good chance.
Yeah, I mean, even farther than that, right? So, like, he missed X,
Yeah.
but he was in 11, he was in 9, he was in
Missed
DC.
Deadly Alliance.
He was in versus DC, he was in
Yeah,
Deception, Armageddon. Yeah, crazy.
He was in Gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he missed base 3, base 4, and base Deadly Alliance.
Yeah, shit, he should be a 2. No, I'm just kidding.
I was kind of thinking that actually. I was surprised he was a 3.
I think he had a really
Next
positive
cameo.
point in MK11, though. That's probably the best case for him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was
but
a good show.
they could go, we just fixed Baraka. Now we don't need, like, it's not pressing to,
Watch Devora kill him again.
Speaking of temp, do you say you're taking
mean-
Vora?
Gotta kill someone.
No.
Oh, okay.
That evil
God,
me,
no,
Ray,
no.
buddy.
Don't put her on my list. Don't put her on my list, please. Don't do that.
No, they're like, it's my turn, right? Officially, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
okay. So, like a lot of the good characters have been taken, but the list is not so bad that I have to pick Devora, right? So, I'm gonna stick with one of the winners. I'm gonna go Blaze.
Ooh,
Oh,
okay.
thank God.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, if they want to redesign him, I could see it.
Feels
Well, I
like
mean,
a
if
long
I'm
shot
going-
to me,
Come
but-
on, big money.
It is. Well, I mean, I think Big Money is the best strategy if I'm being real. But I think even then, if Chameleon commits me to Reptile, or if, I would say if Chameleon commits me to Reptile, then I guess Taven slightly commits me to Blaze, even though I don't think you need Blaze. You don't need Taven and Blaze in the same game. That's not necessary at all.
No.
But I do like, also Cyborg, next to Blaze, can you put parentheses Fat, just so people know what I'm talking about.
Fat Blaze.
And I think.
So you want to specifically just get
Well, not
points if
Fat
it's fat.
Baraka. What? No. Fat Blaze. Please.
Please tell me more about Fat
Actually,
Baraka.
you know what?
I
I
want
think
to subscribe
I know.
to
We're
the
gonna give that to
newsletter.
Razor.
you know, Cyborg. I think something has woken up inside of me. I actually do want Fat Baraka now. I didn't. Something that's come to life. But so
Bonus
I think.
pick.
I don't think there's anything wrong with Blaze. I also don't think there's. I thought Fat Blaze was kind of cool, but I get it. It's one of those things where I absolutely understand why someone would not like that. But I like a lot of the Armageddon stuff. To be honest with you, a lot of that I think aged well, even if I couldn't see it at the time. But I like the Pyramid. I like Taven. I like the Battle Royale. I like sort of like the climax of the Pyramid. I think there's a lot of cool ideas there. Even if that story never really got fully told. So yeah, I'd be cool with Blaze. Do I think he'll actually come back? No, and I don't think he'll be fat either. But I think it's possible, and he probably is one of my favorites that are still on the list so far. So yeah,
I would think if Blaze would ever come back, it would be Baby Blaze. That's what I
I would
thought.
like regular Blaze. I don't
Like-
want
Yeah,
Fat
regular
Blaze.
Blaze.
I had to be
I-
on that boat too. Like I've always liked all those Armageddon concepts, but I've always hated Fat Blaze because it just looks like Astaroth on fire. It just doesn't. It's not an original design. I hate it. I hate its face. I hate his giant muscles. I hate his giant Ninja Turtle toes. I hate the mess he left on the carpet. Everything.
I just thought he looked really good in combat. I like in motion. I think Fat Blaze is actually pretty sick with all the fire
Left
effects.
that like ooze on the ground and shit. I hated it.
It was lava, man.
So bad.
It looked
Do
like
y'all hate-
buffalo sauce.
Also, because a
It-
lot of his
it
moves are
was-
just like non-graceful. Him just like smacking and flailing through the air.
That's what I
I
love him.
never-
He's fucking
I
like a
wild.
barrel
That's so
roll.
cool, dude. I
Well-
love the roll. It's like
So here's the
awesome.
thing.
The roll is awesome.
So here's the thing. It did look like puddles of hot sauce, but then when DarkCon explodes in versus DC, the lava affects the graphics looked really good. So they
Okay.
immediately got better at that.
I also. I mean, I like characters with the novelty as well. I mean, as you can see on my list, I do like the novel characters who do something weird and interesting, right? And I think Blaze is in that category now that he's fat. What's up?
Do you lose points if he's skinny?
I just think he doesn't
You know
get
what?
the
I'll
points.
take that hit. I'll take that hit. Cyborg, put that down.
So
Oh,
how about we
already
lose
cleared.
one? It's instead of 5, it's 4.
Yes, I'll take that. I will once again take that hit.
Fat Baraka.
You don't win by playing it safe, guys. All right.
All right. Django is going to go with Kung Jin.
Damn,
What
he's
a
actually
relief,
on my list,
right?
believe it or not. I think Kung Jin has actually has a very good chance.
Yeah, he was early. He was Django's. Keep in mind, everyone got like 19 picks last time because we did it in groups of 4 instead of 8. But
Yeah.
Kung Jin was number 8 for Django last time. So
I think Django actually rolled me with Kung Jin in one match when the game first came out. Too.
oh yeah,
That was
I'm
a lot of
100%
fun.
that he just really liked playing Kung Jin, so he wants him back. So.
And also, if Kung Lao sits out, there's like Kung Jin's a lock.
Yeah. All right,
Sure.
Sharkman.
Well, I'm gonna say Shang Tsung.
Do we think Karatagawa will be back?
No, I don't.
I would love that, but
I
it's
think-
probably not going to happen.
Yeah, at his age, it's probably like we should be thankful when he does show up.
He
I
did it
think
once.
there's a
I can't ask for any more.
I think there's a chance that they keep his face, but it's a different person impersonating him because that's what they
Oh,
did with
I-
Onslaught.
That would be
I'd
whack.
hate that. I'd
Yeah.
hate that.
Well, that's
If
what
they,
they did
can
with.
find a reasonable sound alike, I'm okay.
There are clips of him of Shang Tsung voice clips from Onslaught who's doing a Carrie impression.
Oh, really?
Weird.
Wow.
Onslaught? I don't know what that is.
There's like a
It's a
different
mobile
The
game,
mobile
too.
game.
Oh, fuck. I forgot that existed. Shit.
A lot of people did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I touched it for a minute. I think I did like 4.
I
of
beat the story or when it was available, and goddamn, that shit was painful.
It's a fucking mess. The fact that it's trying to have a story, but it's not actually trying.
It's
Yeah, it
also
was-
it also just looks like the most painful fucking mobile shit.
Yeah, I
It
did the
is.
first 4 missions, and I'm like, oh, this game just plays itself, so I guess it can just not play itself.
Man, Smoke Man, I'm looking at your list. I'm like, that is the weirdest fucking select screen.
Look, man, I had better options, but some assholes took them. So
It's not a criticism. I mean, I would probably buy that game, dude.
Well, if you hadn't taken Cole, you could have gotten them all one sooner.
Yeah,
If you think
that's
about
true.
it, Smoke Man just assembled the weirdest sequel to Deadly Alliance. It's so weird.
I mean, Temp, I look at your list and all I can think is like, these are actually cast players in a Wizard of Oz play.
Dude, I would play the shit out of my list. My game looks tight, in my opinion.
I love
would-
my game. Like fucking
I
characters are
I
awesome.
like my game too much. I like Bo and I like Liu Kang, but I mean I like Frost, but I mean like fuck.
Well, I think what saves your list, Brusk, is Liu Kang. So it's Liu
Yeah.
Kang fighting Bo Raicho, Garrus, and Collector, and Motaru. Well, not Bo Raicho, but just all these villains, and Bo Raicho is helping Liu Kang fight him.
That'd actually be kind of tight.
Yeah,
I'd buy that.
principally, I hate my list because of Cole Young, but like,
Why did you choose Cole Young?
because I think they're gonna do it. Not because I want it. I think they're gonna do it.
Hey man, that's big points if he's right.
True.
What's funny is Down 4's list is the opposite. I would absolutely play Down 4's game. That looks so sick.
I only
That-
pick
that-
characters
that's
I
a good game.
relatively
I
like.
get kind of sick. Tremor, Drummond, Chameleon.
Yeah,
Quan
down
Chi,
4.
Shang?
I think you and
Chameleon
I.
is tight.
I think you and I need to combine lists into one
Yeah.
game and just have a good time.
We have reasonable picks.
We just picked our favorites. I think. Like,
Shots
this is
are pretty reasonable as well, except for Cobra. But,
I think, honestly, I think the one I have is like a ninja buddy cop movie
Yeah.
against Outworld's worst,
yeah,
and with
yeah.
like Cobra along for the ride unwillingly.
And you have
So
a
we
femme
should've
fatale
done-
with Tanya, so it works.
If we had the
And I
time,
mean-
we should, after everybody's lists are done, like, this is the list that's most likely to blank. Like,
I thought you were going to make us like write a story with our characters. Like, crap.
like, how do we rope all these together?
Well, I got Jujiko and Taven, so I can work this, all right? I got this.
All right, Shad, you're up.
I think Shao Kahn's going to be in the game. Wow.
All
I
right.
really hope he's not. I
Me
really
too.
hope
It'll be a
they take the
cameo.
opportunity to skip him.
Wife.
I think he's like Baraka. I don't know what they're doing with Khan.
I just think they have like they just had him, and Khan has clearly been demonstrated to be a better in small doses character.
Yeah, he's rarely like multiple games in a row outside of 2 and 3, right? Like ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm
And
going
again,
for
they have
points
a
here.
great story excuse to leave him out.
They do, and I
Yeah.
actually could use a break from him. This is about points. I'm not playing
Sure.
for affection right now.
That's fair.
Although, actually, you know what? He and Cabal are worth the exact same thing. Could I swap? Would
Yeah,
you mind
can
if I
swap
did
it.
that?
We haven't moved on.
Yeah, give me Cabal. Why the hell not? Doesn't matter. One or the other.
Yeah, you're not getting those points, baby.
With Cabal, you can at least hope for gameplay. So,
Also,
Not
can you?
anymore.
Confirmed his ass.
Did he?
oh, what's that? D4?
Did he
Ed
actually?
Boon straight up deconfirmed his ass.
Cabal?
Really? He said no Cabal in the next one?
Yeah.
Wait,
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Huh.
Are you lying so that you can take Cabal instead? if
No,
he comes
I don't
around?
No,
want
he
to
actually
play it.
said like it's not likely that he'll be in.
All right, fine. Put Shao
Wow.
Kahn back on.
That's fair. I mean, honestly, that's important information. I'm glad y'all brought that up.
Yeah,
Put
that
Shao
feels like
Kahn back.
something. Yeah.
Put Shao Kahn back on. I
I
reserve.
saw it in the tweets. I don't remember
I
that
don't-
being said.
I don't
but-
remember thinking he said that Cabal wouldn't be in. I
He
think
didn't
it
say he
was
wouldn't be in.
opposite.
It just said not likely.
Me and Down Forward
Hold
looked at those tweets as it was happening. We saw that
No,
shit.
this is what he said exactly. I have it pulled up. He says,
Receipts.
somebody asked, will Cabal be back in the next MK? And Ed Boon said, perhaps? Like, question mark?
I
That's
swear
not-
there was one that
that's
was like
not
not
what
likely.
he said. That is
That's-
There
not-
might have been like
He has
another
the
one.
tweet
I
right
literally
there in
have
front of
the
him.
transcript
Dude,
up.
no, he must have
What is the
tweeted
date
that
on that,
fuck
Cyborg?
twice.
I just have the transcript of somebody that literally copy and pasted all of his tweets. I don't have the
Okay.
date.
Oh, gotcha. Well,
I could've
honestly,
sworn he
Cabal,
said not likely to that.
No,
I think,
saw that.
well, either way, I think Cabal is a fantastic candidate for DLC anyway, so.
True.
Yeah,
I could
can
see
them
that.
holding out.
Yeah.
True.
Fine, let's just move on. I'll keep Cabal, but
Nobody takes Shao Kahn.
but I would like you specifically in brackets next to Smoke's name to write not fat.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I had to think about that. That actually makes sense. Cyborg, go for it. Do your
What's
thing.
that?
Do that magic that only you do.
What were
Put,
we doing?
put
Show?
not fat on Smoke.
Come
And
on.
Smoke.
What are we doing here?
Oh, is it on Cabal or is it on Smoke?
Smoke.
Oh my
I
bad. I
mean,
thought you said
you know what?
Cabal.
The
I
joke's
literally
on
Cabal
me.
actually was
here,
fat.
I found the tweet
Yeah.
since everyone was asking. Here, I got it, and then I got the timestamps and everything. I'll just copy the the screen cap. Here you go. I would like to know where you're pulling that other information on.
What? Hold on.
I just
Yep,
put it
there
in
it
the
is.
chat.
Let me unfull screen.
I think it was like one of the early ones. I can't because I swear we saw it. I remember it
saw that.
distinctly
We
saying
were
not
shocked.
likely, but
We were shocked.
Yeah.
So we're doing
I mean, I
Cabal
wasn't-
not fat, or is that what you're doing?
Yeah, Cabal, not fat.
He must have deleted it and responded again.
That's I literally just copy. Oh well. Oh yeah, I know what you're saying. Okay, I hear you.
Not fat Cabal.
I wasn't
Now
really
watch him-
surprised. Like
Now watch
considering
him
his
come back
reception
and be all
whatnot.
like fucking stocky like the Mad Max movie.
Yeah, I actually feel like Snowblind Cabal is more likely than Canon Cabal.
God.
Wouldn't it be wacky if this guy who was fat could run really fast? Like, holy shit, guys.
Or, I mean,
Like,
at least
what
he
if the
doesn't take out
reason?
the
What
spins.
if the reason Snowblind is a stupid, pointless AU is because the next game is going to be a multiverse game? And when they look at who should we bring in from Snowblind, it's Fat Cabal.
Disgusting.
All right, down 4. You're up.
I don't want to pick this character, but I'll pick Cassie because I think she's likely
Yeah,
one of
that's
the more
what I'm
likely
saying.
characters of the remaining.
Oh,
Other
yeah.
than
I don't know
Octavius.
if I'm sold this time. Oh shit! Okay,
I'm
Yeah.
with.
Pick
I'm
one.
with you. I think she was. I think she is. It's hard for me to imagine any of the Cage family not
Just
making it at this
The,
point.
Yeah.
the thing is that she is likely unless the game is set in any time period except the present day.
Right.
Like, if they go back to, like, MK1 and 2 times, there's no reason for them to be alive. If they
I
go to
don't-
Great
yeah,
King
yeah.
Lao times, there's no you can have most of the cast be in any scenario except the combat kits.
You don't think that they wouldn't have like time travel? So there's multiple times in the timeline that they're
They
representing.
just did it in the previous game.
I hear you, man. I hear you. I just
It's still definitely
Really
Really
put it
possible.
past
don't
them.
want more time travel. If
Cassie was also surprisingly a lot of fun in MK11. She was actually one of
Yeah.
my favorite characters to
I didn't
play.
think she was bad then.
Also,
She was
they
a-
made her less like Sonya. I'm sorry, go on.
No, she was an improvement on X, I thought.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I thought she was just really dull in MKX, and I think like I just really don't like MKX Sonya, and I think getting her further away from that really helped.
Yeah. Agreed.
She looked a lot better too. I thought she looked much better. No,
Oh
one-
yeah, her design is so much better.
there was some weird. She looked. I thought she looked kind of weird in MKX, honestly.
She did.
Wait, who?
Cassie.
Cassie Cage.
Oh,
Yeah, their models in MKX were not great.
I
Yeah,
don't.
the graphically
think
that
about
was a
Cassie
dark
at
point.
all.
Her face was fucking weird.
Yeah. It's also her facial expression that kind of messed up. Like, it's like she constantly looked like she just woke up.
All right. For me, I'm gonna go. Let's see.
I don't know. When I picture Cassie Cage facial expressions in MKX, I see the DreamWorks eyebrow. You know, like she's doing the Kung Fu Panda face.
Yeah, maybe. This is my memory of it mostly.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, see,
Oh,
that's
that was the-
not
that was the-
modeled great, but she's halfway to the Kung Fu Panda expression.
I think that was before they updated her, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
let's say that.
Yeah.
Jesus, it looks worse every time.
I am going to go with. Let's see. I mean, they're at least worth more in a setting of that they're likely to be in the initial reveal. So I'll take Raiden. And I think Hotaru would be pretty badass. Like, we've talked about how there's no real, like, samurai Mortal Kombat character, so there's untapped potential there. I mean, you kind of have Kenshi, I guess, but there's nobody decked out in a full samurai outfit, is what I'm getting at.
I
And
mean,
Yeah.
we
Shao
kind of.
Kahn, but fuck him.
You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. I guess there's that, but I mean, he doesn't really play up the samurai motif. I guess I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
full on, like,
Look, I would love Hotaru. I don't think
yeah,
he's likely at all,
yeah.
or
I
I
mean,
would have
I'm
picked
with
him.
you,
But
unfortunately,
Same.
but I liked him back in the day, and I would love to see him come back. So if we could do that, and he's one of these like 3D era characters they're going to redesign and bring back and make him super awesome. Yes,
I don't think that you need Hotaru if you're gonna have Havoc, but I could see NetherRealm saying that they would want to do Hotaru because of Havoc, but I don't think they see it as a necessity. And honestly, I don't either.
I think
It's
he's
not
good cameo material.
possibly.
me.
I've always, yeah.
Me personally, I am at no fault of the character or anyone else's deal. I'm sick of thinking about Hotaru.
I mean, here's the thing. Havoc and Hotaru is like Draman and Moloch. It's Kitana and Melina when people talk about it. But in the actual game, they never had anything to do with each other.
You could easily
Like,
tell.
Hotaru and Havoc aren't even enemies. Hotaru's story is that he's an outworld working for Onaga, chasing Sub-Zero and shit like that, or fighting Darius and Dairu. He never actually had a single thing to do with Havoc or Chaos Realm in Deception at all.
Did
You
any
could-
Order Realm
you could
character
really-
even mention
Shujinko did. Shujinko, that's it.
Shujinko?
And the Black Dragons.
You could tell a story involving either of those characters extremely easy. Someone needs some order. Someone needs an army. Call Hotaru in. You need literally anything to happen for any kind of batshit reason. Call Havoc in. It's not hard.
Yeah,
It's also a very safe design too. What's that?
No, I've always really liked Hotaru's alternate costume, and I always kind of wanted like a character that looks kind of like a knight, like samurai-ish character. Like, so if they did a redesign of that with the helmet, I think he'd look fucking sick. I've always wanted Hotaru, like, not as much as Havoc, but he's definitely up there as one of the 3D era characters that could be improved.
Yeah. I'm actually going to swap Raiden out real quick for Katana instead as my one pointer. Because I just like Katana more.
All right.
That's all.
Alright.
If I'm going to root for either of them, I'd rather
No, your
root for the
turn, go
character that I'd rather root for the character I'm a fan of. Get it?
Down 4.
Yeah, I was thinking that when you picked like Raiden of like characters that could be in the reveal, and
See,
yeah, I was thinking
Raiden's-
you could. Yeah, no, go ahead.
No, you're on the right track. Like, to me, it's like Katana could just as well be in the reveal. Like, I'd rather
Yeah.
just. And she wasn't in the reveal last time. She was saved for a reveal later. So maybe they'll swap them and they'll do Raiden later this time.
Yeah, I could
It's
see
hard for
that.
me to even talk about Raiden, to be honest with you. I'm just so Raidened out, like forever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Raiden could
If
be
you bring-
easily awesome, but yeah.
If you bring in Raiden next time, and he's voiced by the guy that did him in the animated series, already a massive improvement. Just no more Epcar. That's
And-
all I need.
It would help, but the writing really needs to
Well,
be
what do you
emotion,
think-
not just exposition.
What do you
That
think
would be-
about his voice in an Onslaught? If you heard it, or if you
I have
remember, what his-
not heard
His
it.
voice in Onslaught is Travis Willingham, who's another guy who can do booming but boring. So it's not an improvement.
Ugh.
It's a lateral move.
Wasn't the guy that voiced him in the animated like Scorpion's Revenge? Was that the Garrus voice actor?
It's actually
It was
really
Garrus.
Yeah,
distracting.
it was.
It's
Yeah.
really distracting to hear someone who's not Epcar's voice coming out of the 11 face.
Yeah,
So it is worse.
he looks so old. It fits like with Epcar's face in a weird way, or Epcar's voice. Sorry.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. I want a better Raiden so bad. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Shiva. Fuck Raiden. I don't know. I
That's
don't,
where we are now.
Is that what we're gonna be doing? Is that we're gonna be picking characters just to say fuck
there
Raiden?
is,
Out
there
of
is
the
the
fight.
potential to do something interesting for once with Raiden if he's not a god, because Liu Kang is.
Yeah, but do you really want like the pupils Raiden where he looks
know.
weird
I
as
mean, we
shit?
had pupils Raiden with Lambert Raiden, but like
Yeah, but
he would
that's
just
Lambert.
It depends
That's
on the rest of the costume. The reason he looks
Yeah.
weird with pupils is because he wears that fucking
The
head
cowl.
sock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Head sock. It's
if he
fucking-
has hair, I guess it wouldn't look as
Oh,
bad.
God.
What if they got
Yeah.
James Remar instead?
Oh yeah,
I will
Improvement.
take James Remar over Richard Epcar.
that's sad.
I wish
But,
That's-
I mean,
That's
I
where
can't
I
wait.
am.
I can't wait to
That's
clip
where-
this.
Look, that's where I am now. That's just
Honestly,
yeah.
I don't think I would disagree.
I can't
James
wait.
Remar would be hype at this point.
That it would be.
Hype.
Honestly, it would be.
You can actually at this point throw almost anything from Annihilation at me, and I will consider it hype.
Let's get
That's
the
where
guy's
I am.
con.
Give me my con, and let's move on. Ha, hee, hee, ha, ha, ho, ho.
I'd love a Brian Thompson skin, but
There you
know.
go. All right,
It has
Chad,
to
you're up.
actually be Brian Thompson, though.
I just said, give me the con, and let's move on.
Okay.
Give me Brian Thompson.
Going
con.
back
He's still
to con.
available.
Yes.
I'll take it. I'll take it. And it is glorious, etc.
All right. Smoke Man.
At some
I'm
point,
gonna
he started using a different shade of red, and it bothers me.
Yeah, I noticed that way back.
Yeah, you're right. I thought it was
Fix
just like
it.
I thought it was just me, like, but you're right. I thought I chose the same fucking red. But anyways, go continue. I'll figure it out.
I'm gonna pick this obscure character. I'm gonna pick Scorpion.
Okay.
Damn it.
Payback.
Now there's a character that could wait a little bit before fucking being revealed instead of always being like the first thing we see out of the gate.
yeah.
But you know that's not gonna happen. They're afraid we won't know it's Mortal Kombat if we don't see Scorpion.
He wasn't in the 9 reveal.
Yeah, well that was a different time.
Do you get cameo
was.
points for the NRS logo?
I think
Like-
that was before Scorpion full on became the poster child. And then he literally was the poster child. Yes.
Mhm, mhm.
All right, we got Scorpion for Django. He is going to take, I mean, let's give him Sub-Zero. Give him his boy.
Son of a bitch.
He's got to have his boy. It's his guy.
It's free real estate.
Anyways, Temp.
I will go Cetrion.
Interesting.
Shouldn't have taken Baraka.
The
Yeah,
stakes
you
are made.
shouldn't have, fucker.
All right, Razor, it's your turn now.
Oh God, who of any of these losers do I think will Johnny Cage?
Johnny Cage.
I was gonna
You're
pick
like,
Johnny,
dude, I'm like
fuck.
your favorite.
Johnny Cage.
Apologize to Johnny. He's your favorite.
I actually could see Johnny sitting out next game. I could see him
Wow.
being DLC.
See, I feel like, well, yeah, I could always buy the DLC thing just because, yeah, he'd
Yeah.
sell well. But like, out of all the Cage family, I feel like he's the most like.
I don't
Need
think we
to
live in
have
that world
now.
anymore.
I
We
don't-
don't live
I
in that
don't-
world. They'd get way too much shit for not including Cage the way he is now.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. He's become
Yeah.
too mega for the franchise.
If he's sitting out in MK, it's since he has his own fucking game at this point.
Yeah.
He's
That's
getting his
fair.
own fucking movie too.
Yep.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
the
really
next
animated
Legends
feature.
movie is
Oh, the next movie is gonna be a Johnny Cage movie. I knew he's in it.
Yes.
It's been confirmed that it's actually like
Yeah.
centered around him.
Yeah.
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 Okay, cool.
I'll
Brusk,
take more Joel McHale.
You got
Oh.
Come on, Brusk. Come on.
Uh,
Pick my characters.
I'm gonna take the hit for Temp, and so he doesn't have to deal with it. I'm gonna go with Devora.
I appreciate that.
Very considerate.
She's also not a bad choice if you want points. I think she has
Yeah.
an extremely good chance.
Yeah.
She's got
I
a
mean,
good
that's
track
mainly
record.
why I went Cetrion is the points.
She's
But I
at
think
least
Cetrion
got a-
could
I don't
look
think
cool.
Cetrion is likely though. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either.
I,
No,
I
I
think
don't
she's
think
a
so.
perfect 3. I think she is.
Yeah.
Could go either way. Yeah, we're saying that Cage might sit out. I actually think I would hope Sonya would sit out before Cage.
I agree with that.
You say
I think she would.
Sam.
Compared
I
to
think-
Cage.
I'm not convinced she's terribly popular anymore, and I don't think. Oh, what's her name? What's that wrestler's
Ronda
name?
Rousey.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't think that helps Sonya's case at
It
all.
did
There's-
not. It did
She's
not.
not coming back.
Well,
I
that's
mean,
the thing. I
sorry,
think if
Ronda
they-
Rousey's not coming back.
they reveal Sonya, and it's like, thank God it's not Ronda, and we see a leg grab, people might get excited.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
hate that. Yeah.
They
If
might
it's Carrie Hoskins, or
Yeah,
something,
I was-
I would totally take.
Yeah.
I was about to say the
There's
exact
no-
same thing. They might do Carrie Hoskins.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say that.
Maybe.
There's Ronda Rousey's popularity over like the last 4 years has
Dwindled.
dropped dramatically.
Super
That's the last
so-
time I've heard of her is the fucking Mortal Kombat shit.
Yeah, I mean, she's
never
still,
hear of
like,
her anymore.
She
Since
shot
playing
herself in the-
Sonya, she got exposed as like a conservative douche.
Well,
and
she
shit
was
like that.
It wasn't just that.
She-
it was that
she
she was
did-
one
it
of
was a lot of
those.
stuff.
She was one of those. Fucking. God, what was it? Sandy Hook. She was a Sandy Hook
Yeah.
denier.
Oh,
so,
Oh
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
Christ!
All
Ooh.
the shit happened right between 11 and Aftermath, and she has no lines in Aftermath. You gotta wonder why that is.
Oh yeah.
And she just, she was not good at it. And I mean, she still wrestles in WWE, but like her popularity, she's just a normal person now.
I
I
had
think
no
she's
idea about the San Diego shit.
all her big like fame, I think, has kind of diminished.
Yeah,
Now
she's
just-
no longer like the celebrity superstar brought in for WrestleMania. Now she's just another wrestler.
yeah,
Maybe
she's-
don't do like weird, like fucking niche stunt casting.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Imagine.
I mean,
Might be
it felt
nice.
so WB when they put her in the cast, though. That felt like such a WB move.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand why they did it, but yeah, I don't think they're gonna repeat her at the very least. Like, I don't think
Yeah,
they're
but-
bringing her back.
I wouldn't have minded if the voice acting wasn't bad, you know. So
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
it was
gave her- I
terrible.
was one that was like open-minded to her, but no, she
I
did
don't
not
know.
do good.
I don't.
Well, I mean, the thing
I
is,
think
even if
she's
they get-
got like a manly face. I didn't really like the way Sonya looked either.
I
until
hate
the
it.
No, I
Bridget
hate the way she
Jenner.
looked in MK11. But I mean, even if they get Carrie Hoskins, I still don't like the way Sonya's written in these games. So that
Yeah.
wouldn't save it for me. I really don't want Sonya back.
You know how
I mean,
much
I think-
fun Bridget Wilson was with that skin?
That was
So
good.
much fun.
That was good.
So, Brusque, who's your next?
I'm gonna go Sonya. I don't think they're gonna get. I don't think they'll get
Yeah,
rid of
she's
her.
not actually going anywhere.
Yeah,
let's be
I don't
clear
think
about
she's
that.
going.
I was debating between Sonya and Jax, so I will take Jax next.
I'll take Sonya because I do think there
Little-
might be a
little
chance of
fucker.
Carrie Hoskins.
I think she's gonna be there regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I would not be upset if like all the fucking soldiery, special forces, human characters just sat out for once.
I mean,
and we
that's the
got
thing.
high
I
fantasy
really,
again.
I really wanted to pick a roster that could have been set entirely in Great Kung Lao's time, but some assholes took Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Hey, they're still Raiden. They were still Raiden.
He doesn't
Yeah,
want
fuck
Richard Epcar on it. so-
I wouldn't mind going a whole game without Raiden.
Just in, Richard Epcar is Onaga the Dragon King. You
All right.
would.
Richard Epcar as Serena. This is your favorite character.
I hate that.
All right, Temp.
Gosh, my next choice actually was Jax. Crap. So, such a boring choice, but I want to go Kung Lao. At least I played the character.
Ah! Stop
Damn,
picking my
that was
shit.
gonna be Django's next.
Well, I wasn't gonna, but somebody took Jax.
That's some asshole.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Let's see. Man. Okay.
Limbs them pickings.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Let's
All right.
go. Let's go Raiden for Django. Let's give him another safe picks that way. It's
He
guaranteed
gets
some
Richard
points.
Epcar.
Take that asshole off the board for the rest of us.
Smoke man. You know you want to double down on Drummond and Moloch. I know you.
He's still there, yeah.
Yeah, your boy Moloch is there.
You also have Su Hao. Like how
Yeah,
him yet.
listen, I'm gonna
Never
make
shut up
this,
about him.
I'm gonna make this roster certified cool, and put Su Hao on the roster.
Damn.
Okay.
Attaboy.
You might get cameo.
I'm gonna get cameo points.
Yeah,
I know
cameo,
I am.
probably.
I know I am.
They can't pass up the opportunity to kill him in something.
And I like
Yeah.
Steakhouse, so I'm not even pissed about this.
All right, Shad.
I will save all you fucks, do you the honor, and collect the
pick
free
Triborg.
points for Kano.
Okay.
Fuck.
I thought you were gonna go against your principles and pick Triborg.
No, you
He's
can't
not
make me.
Yeah, he's not that desperate.
Fuck that thing. Fuck it. Can we replace it with like Hydro or something?
No, that doesn't. No, you can't do that.
You know what? Actually, it's not on the board. But if we actually had to pick a character that we vote that NRS would realize that was a rumor
Hey man, you
That-
can include
that
him as your
they've done-
wild card.
that they've done in the past, Hydro might be up there.
Yeah,
Wild card.
maybe.
You can always have wild. You
Yeah.
always
Hey,
have
wait a
wild
minute.
card.
Hey, wait a
There's
minute.
room.
Where's Cyber Sub on this list?
Yeah, that's not a thing anymore. It's Sub-Zero. Down four is you.
Man, I'm
You want an ice robot? Pick Triborg. He's got that variation.
Yeah, he has it.
Fuck you. I don't actually like Cyber
Um,
Sub. I'm just fucking around.
I think I'll take Jackie just because I think she's the only character remaining that actually has a fucking
Reasonable
chance to
chance.
be
Oh yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
on the
They're gonna-
roster.
they're gonna spite pick her again.
You will like Jackie or else.
Over my.
She was
favorite Jackie
improved in
brings.
11, but
You don't get
Yeah.
Serena till you accept Jackie as your Lord and Savior.
if they give her robot legs, maybe I'll.
If
Oh,
Jackie
man.
dies for my sins, then maybe I'll start.
All
Fan
right.
favorite Jackie.
I'm gonna go. Fuck.
Yeah,
You
we're in
know,
the end
there-
game
there-
now.
There's a snowball's chance they do some cool shit with Moloch. So I'll take
No.
Moloch.
Oh, he took it.
You were hoping
What
he'd still
happens,
be
my
there.
You
friend?
had your chance.
You had it.
I didn't
And-
think anyone else would do it.
I
I'm
mean,
just saying,
someone
man.
has to. Someone has to
That's
for
5
everything
points,
that's left.
man.
What you get,
That's
son?
Somebody has to get Chronica.
That's 5 pants. That's 5 points, man.
I
How about we all leave Chronica so
I have
Brock has to take him?
Oh my god.
I mean, Chronica could have a
Someone's gotta
cameo
take
at least.
Kira for spite.
And I realize I said him. It's because I hate bald people that much.
Man,
Right?
you know, if it's an all-in game, like as in the last 3 games, at least Ferritor would stand a
Yeah,
chance.
I'll be honest. Of
True,
what's
yeah.
left, Ferritor's the most likely.
Chad is seething right now.
You know what? Actually, no, go on.
I did. Down
Well,
4.
down four's good.
I like
God,
Ferritor.
I could take Chronica for cameo points, but I really don't even want her on my list because
See,
I fucking
yeah,
hate her so
that's
much.
how I felt
She
about
doesn't even get a
Triborg.
cameo. I
I'm
don't
like-
think there's any reason to show her for any reason.
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe like a recap.
you don't need a recap.
You don't need to know what's going on in these games.
Just the recap is God Lu and Great Kung Lao. Don't show how he became a god. Everybody knows.
Fuck it, I'll take Jarek. I have a lot of MK4 characters.
Yeah,
so,
baby.
fuck it.
You hate Kira that much?
Honestly, I do, dude. I think Kira fucking sucks. I never like Kira. She's just redhead tits. I don't fucking-
Well, I mean, that's something though. Like,
it's his mnemonic device to remember who she is. Redhead
Yeah.
tits.
But, like,
Oh, that's Kira.
I would take potential fan service over Jarek.
You already have a
I would
redhead.
take a Chun-Li skin
Here's
over
the
Jarek.
thing. Here's the thing. He could get cameo points if they showed the Black Dragons in a meeting because Jarek is an original and Kira's from a later version of the group.
I mean, Kano might make Kira fight in the bikini in an ending for all we know. That's
Yeah.
better than Jarek to me.
Also, you know
Jarek
what?
is Jarek.
I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair,
Jarek-
he is first place and you're second.
If you
so-
go
Oh,
like
that's
all
true.
out, if you go stupid as fuck with Jarek and give him like the laser eyes from his fatality, I'll take him. I don't really fucking care. As long as Kano isn't in the game, I'd much prefer Jarek. I just don't want
Yeah,
fucking
I
Kano.
can see that. Yeah. Especially after MK11 Kano.
Yeah, dude, God.
Chad.
All right, I'm going to take the dubious honor of being the last person with any sort of actual, real justification for their choice. Double down on my Cobra pick and choose Kira for the cameo points.
Yep.
All right. All right.
Oh boy.
Brusk is also seething.
Ay.
I
Wait,
actually do have a justification if the person I want doesn't get taken.
I mean, I was gonna pick Kira to piss Brusk off, but
As you like Kira? You like Kira, bro?
I do like redheads, yes.
See,
Oh, look at this roster. Look at these choices. Look at this shit.
I feel like they could do mocap as a bit.
Yeah, see, that was
Yeah.
if you aren't you're taking him, but
Did
if you
Mocap have a
weren't,
cameo in 11 at all?
Cassie
I would've-
had
I don't
a
think so.
cup. Cassie had a cup. Was it an
It said
X?
It said
or-
mocap.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right.
like you could
right.
see like a shot of Johnny on a set, and there's a guy in the background in a mocap
Yeah.
suit.
Does that count though? If we see a guy with the mocap suit on, I think so, right?
No, I don't think we do. I'm just
I
saying.
think
we
mocap
we
is I
could.
think it's a combat card too. I think it's a combat
Okay.
card.
If he's
Yeah,
with
he's
Johnny,
definitely
I'll
one of the
count it.
cards. He's definitely a card.
Yeah.
I
But
think that asking for them to say the word mocap as in referring to a character is such a fucking impossible stretch that if you just see a dude with balls on his outfit, you have to give them the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Dude, they
that's
barely
fair.
say
Yeah.
Noob Saiba anymore, so like I doubt they'll ever say mocap. And
I could pick.
His
mocap.
name is Carlos. His name is
Yeah.
Carlos.
New Carlos.
I could pick
maybe it's
mocap.
maybe it's like a Smash Brothers. Everyone is here, and then mocap's there. Even mocap.
But Dairu.
We'll
Dairu,
give him.
going Dairu.
Oh, you're actually taking Dairu?
No, I didn't say anything
Whoa.
final. I'm fucking thinking over
Look, man,
here.
you're taking
Okay.
way too long for this.
Yeah,
shit.
fucking pick. I thought you chose mocap.
This is now about choosing the least offensive option. To which
Cyborg, he
point-
has 7 seconds or he gets Chronica.
Dairu.
All right, Dairu it is. Which character do you not want to get points from? That's all we're doing here.
Yeah.
Hey man, it's Dairu's time to shine. He was in an animated movie recently.
Oh yeah, for one frame.
What seconds?
Django is going to take God. Like
I'd
out
give
of
him
these-
Triborg.
He's a
Yeah,
big
Triborg.
Triborg guy.
Yeah, I
He
was-
would of these choices, he would absolutely take Triborg.
That's what
Yeah.
I was leaning towards, so that'll confirm it then, because he at least likes cyber sub. So I was
Oh,
kind
no.
of thinking
Oh,
Chronica because she's the
You're gonna
only one that I
pick.
actually could
Oh,
see
no.
points coming out of. But
Don't do this.
Steph, do it.
Oh, no,
it.
this is easy, actually. This is super easy. It's Darius. Like,
Oh,
obviously.
no.
Yeah, I was gonna
Of
say
these three,
Darius.
God damn it. I know.
I actually don't
Nice.
even hate Darius. I think Darius is fine. I just think he's
So-
kind of boring, but there's nothing
Now-
wrong with that character. What's up?
Now I have two justifications for my pick.
Oh, God damn it.
Give me fucking mocap.
Yeah, obviously.
I'm fucking stuck with Chronica. Are you fucking kidding me?
I got what I wanted the most. Brusk to have Chronica, and for her to be the last pick.
You know, Brusk, in elementary school, when the little kids say first is the worst, they're talking about you.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh, that's good.
okay, Bruce.
Actually, unless you want to put a parenthetical in there to qualify it, I'm not going to tell you what to put, but
No, just your Chronica.
All right,
Cameo
With hair?
points, probably.
All right, so let's
move on to
let's-
pre-order.
yeah, pre-order. Let's kind of speed through this. Everybody start thinking what you got.
Onaga.
Thinking Onaga will be pre-ordered,
Onaga.
Okay.
Yep.
and this is worth
In-
3 points. No matter who you pick, you get 3 points.
In this category,
if you
can
get
we
this
have
right.
the same answer as somebody else?
Yep,
Because I was also going to pick Onaga.
yep. This is not has to be different. Otherwise, that would be way too fucking difficult. This is just
think-
based on purely what you're where you're gonna put your chips at, basically.
I just think it's time.
I will put Kentaro.
That's a good one.
Can we pick the same character?
Yep. Yes.
Okay.
You said that already.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't paying
Well,
Sorry.
attention.
it's understandably
reading
confusing,
something.
though. There's a lot going on here. What's up?
I think Django is gonna pick Kentaro as well. I think Kentaro is probably the most like logical. Don't you
You know,
agree?
since these last categories are fill in the blank, we could allow him to pick his own answers later.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
That is true. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we can leave it blank for now. Smoke Man?
I gotta think like an executive that was grown in a vat. Shit. Kentaro's a monster, but I feel like
And as we know, boss monsters have no balls.
yeah. So
As was
Still learning
recently
things all these years
established.
later.
my gut wants to say Shang Tsung. I feel like they'd make it pre-order.
Hmm.
I can see it.
In any other game, I'd agree with you. Honestly, I think
I
that's a
don't
good
know
choice in any game except in K-12. Honestly,
Yeah. But whatever. Yeah.
Shad?
Let me make you laugh. Horsey.
Motaro?
I don't think that's a bad choice though.
That's-
I don't think that's bad either.
That was actually what I was gonna pick.
That's a
so I
good.
don't
That's a
think
good.
you're crazy.
Stay tuned. Kind of.
There is a world of difference between Motaro's in the game and Motaro's playable.
Yeah. That alone
I
would get
said,
people.
let me make
yeah.
you laugh.
I'm
I
just
do
saying
think-
it's a
Well,
bold
I am.
pick.
You
I-
did it.
I do think people would immediately jump to buy the game if they
See,
knew
I think-
what Motaro was.
I
I
think
feel like-
most people are expecting Kentaro, but Motaro would be like the best
Yeah.
curveball to throw at people.
Yes, I agree.
Motaro's the perfect type of character where if you saw a trailer for him, you wouldn't believe it. You'd be like, "What? Motaro's
Really?
in the fucking game?"
I'm
Like
gonna
I would be
that's.
pre-order,
walking
take
it-
all my money.
I would be
Yeah.
walking around thinking about it for the rest of the fucking day.
I think it's kind of like the thing where
Honestly, man-
Boone picked Bo Ride Show just to fucking like kind of shit on people that were like, "Oh, he'll never do Bo Ride Show," and he's like, "Oh, watch me!" Like,
I'm
I
gonna
feel like-
echo
Here's the
that
thing:
with-
is that
yeah.
Boraicho's always been one of Ed's favorite 3D era characters.
yeah,
I honestly like I picked Shang, but I honestly think that Moloch would be a good pre-order, just like
That'd be cool.
principally.
yeah.
Like I think he'd make money. Like look at him, he's scary.
He's cool.
Well, echoing what Downforce said about Bo Right Show, I think that's equally true of Scarlet in the reveal for MK11.
Yeah.
No one saw that coming. That was
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah.
There's always one of those characters where it's like, and even with MK9, where it's like they came out of the gate with like Sector and who else, like Nightwolf. Like I feel like there will be some of those characters where it's like a chameleon or a fucking Motaro
Right,
or something
something you're
weird
Yeah.
that we're not
Not
expecting.
expecting. Yeah.
What if Raiden is the pre-order?
Oh god, that would be the shittiest.
Richard Epcar is the pre-order.
Razor's
What
like, you
pick?
mean I have an option
Pick
not
before.
to get him? Down for.
Throw in a Raiden hat and then you got a deal. Sure, why not?
That'd be tight.
Yeah, I think I'll play the safe and just pick Kentaro.
Taro. Yeah. It follows a pattern, I feel like. Big bad
Kent-
guy.
When Kentaro is safe, you know we have no fucking idea what's happening.
I don't think they're doing Shao Kahn or Goro or doing repeat pre-order.
No, they won't. I don't
So
think they would either.
I
No,
don't know.
repeat pre-order is not likely.
I could
Now,
do them
it doesn't
maybe.
mean
yeah.
It doesn't mean they
No.
can't do like a normal sized dude, like
Right.
an Ermac or something. Like that would be
I
pretty
was thinking
hot.
that too. Yeah, I was thinking like Smoke or like a Cyborg or something that would
Yeah.
still get people
I-
interested.
I was
I've been
actually thinking, like, what if they don't do a pre-order character and they just go to pre-order skins? Like, go back to that.
well, then none of us
Yeah.
get a point, but yeah, it's possible. Yeah, I've been really torn between Motaro and Ermac this entire time, honestly, before anybody said anything about Motaro. I was thinking that curveball, balls in type of pick. God. But man, like Ermac, if they really want to sell, I feel like that would really get people to pre-order. Because Ermac's pretty fucking popular.
They could do Melina too or something like that.
Ooh, that's an idea.
Yeah,
Yeah, now that you know, that's a good way to fucking manipulate people.
To
into pre-ordering.
incentivize people, yeah.
Yeah, you want to make a fucking army, show us, put your money where your mouth is. God. I'm gonna say Ermac, fucking just to be different, but I'm kind of like thinking the logic in me says Kentaro, the curveball says Motaro, but like I could also see Ermac because there's demand there. All right, we'll circle
Also,
back.
Cyborg, you also forgot to put the word lives after all the selections. So if you could do that for me, that'd be really that would be appreciated.
Just pre-order lives.
No, after all the selections,
Yeah, I
No,
know.
Cyborg.
he wants them to say Onaga lives, Kentaro lives.
Yeah, I know what he wants.
I don't know why you're being so difficult, Cyborg. I joke.
Motherfucker.
Ermac lives.
And is fat. And is fat.
Yeah, damn it, Tim! Damn it, Tim! Damn it, Tim! Damn it!
All right.
Thank
I
you,
would've just
Cyborg. I
put-
appreciate that.
It should be fat in parentheses. Ermac fat.
Ermac fat lives.
All right. Now we'll circle around to the
Fat Ermac
boss.
lives.
All right, boss.
God, this is where.
It's gonna be a little weird.
So, do we want to allow the option to just say new?
Yeah,
Because
can we just
sometimes-
say a new character?
Yeah, I want to, because I don't think it's going to be anybody that we know. So I'm just going to put new again because I don't think they're going to, unless it's a Naga, I don't expect anybody else. So, anyways.
Yeah,
then
I sort of see them like they put Onaga in, but they play him as the sub boss because they don't want to repeat the exact plot of Deception, and there's some surprise boss.
Sue how?
That would be a surprise.
Down 4.
Oh,
You can choose somebody or you can say new if you think it's going to be a new character.
I'll say Sector, just to fuck it. Like, I don't know,
Whoa.
something weird.
Oh, you
Now
took
that's
my
a-
answer.
Oh,
Oh my god!
Oh, wait, we can
1,000
repeat. We can.
years, I thought, yeah, I know, but I wanted to be special. Why
I
do you
know.
steal everything I love down
That's
for?
kind of how I felt about Taro.
Sorry.
As soon as
I
he
don't
said
believe
4C,
you.
I was like,
I
oh.
would love to see it.
All right,
I really
Chad.
would. The one being.
Actually,
So that's not Onaga?
no.
Okay.
No, I want to actually have it like as the one being.
Okay.
However, I reserve the right to say it still counts no matter what he's infesting or possessing.
Okay. So it's got to be the one being, even if
It's got to be the
he's
one being.
possessing something else. I got you. That's fair. Smoke Man.
Oh shit! Is it actually my turn?
Yep.
I'm gonna be generic. I'm gonna say Onaga.
Okay.
I feel like. Yeah, I feel like saying Onaga.
We'll leave Django's blank. Temp. You still sticking with Sector?
Yeah, for sure, Sector. And this is like an idea I've had for like over 10 years, right? My idea was
really want the Tekunin to rise to prominence.
well, specifically
Man.
that, and I was going to have the game take place in Order Realm. That was always the idea I played with for like over a decade. Was having Sector
Man,
graduate to main villain status. Yeah.
That'd be so sick.
Sector and Hotaru in Order Realm allied would be amazing.
Well, I think there's a lot you could do with the Order Realm and the Tekunin, honestly. And I think with Dark Raiden in the picture, that was also another idea I was playing with too. And oh man, yeah. Like one day I'll sketch it all out. But yes, I
it
would
has
love to
always
see
been
it.
a popular like fan fiction idea of how do we get Hotaru back into a plot. Well, if Dark Raiden's around, he would totally work for that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
I'm
Razor.
gonna say new.
New.
I wouldn't be surprised if the plot of the game was like Liu Kang. When you change history to get rid of Shao Kahn, you didn't expect something worse to come out.
Yeah. Or
I
like
actually
an
thought you said
Elder God or some
noob at
shit.
first. I don't think that'd be the worst idea. I think you could do something with that.
No,
Yeah.
you could do boss noob Cybot, but it would require some build up.
Lou, we have to tell you about the parents of the Titans, Lou. They're bigger.
It's your children, Lou. It's your children.
Something's got to be done about your kids, Marty.
If the Nano Army worked out, though, I mean, it's an MK7 Noob Saibot boss could have been in the cards, but they didn't go that direction.
Yeah.
Huge waste of potential.
But what about variations? Where we're going, we don't need variations. Thank God. Yay.
Oh, you know what would have also been crazy if the Nano Template Army worked out and they made MK7, they made Noob the final boss the next game? Smoke would have been the sub boss.
God, don't get me started.
One day I'll get you started because that'd be a fun conversation.
I'd like to
No,
get
we've been here for hours.
Imagine
Let's move this
getting
along.
started.
Brusque.
I'm gonna go with Onaga. And hold on, if it's Onaga but it's the one being, does Does it count or no?
You and the one bean, like Onaga or the one bean, would get points as long as in the one bean's case, like Shad said, it's clear that it's the one bean taking form of something or possessing something. If it's Onaga that's being taken over by the one bean or whatever the fuck, then yeah, that would count as
Okay. I'm just gonna go with Onaga. Yep.
all right. Kick us off
If it's
with the initial
Onaga, if it's
roster.
Onaga and the one being, we do a fusion dance.
So for the initial roster number, this is base shipped, not including any DLC. It does include the pre-order bonus. So it's whatever is on the select screen when it first launches in terms of characters.
If I think it's an if I think it's an all-in roster, I'm bad at math. How much would that be?
God.
Like 90.
Well, I think he means
Yeah.
well, there's 80
Oh,
characters down
just
here.
the NRS era?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, NRS era. Yeah.
It'd at least be
9
like
to 11.
45
hell.
or 50.
Yeah,
would
it'd be
be
45 or 50, yeah. Not counting guest characters, obviously.
That's
Yeah.
that's around the number I was expecting whenever someone brings up like the everyone is here. Like I expected somewhere in the 40s, like Tekken.
I'm gonna say that it's an all-in roster, 9 to 11. I'm gonna say like 45. I'm bad at math, so I'm gonna say safe choice like 45.
If you want to get, I can write in everyone from the NRS era.
Yeah,
not-
like MK9 to
you don't have
11,
to add them up right now, but if that's what you're expecting, every
Yeah,
playable
everyone is there.
in NRS era, not counting guests.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just have that for now. We can count it up later.
All right.
All
I'm going
right.
to say 27.
Do we know what MK11 had? Just out of curiosity,
I'm gonna check.
it was like
I believe-
27 or
I thought it was
26.
another
or something?
like
It was like 24 or 25.
I was gonna say
and
24 or 25. Yeah.
Okay. I always know we expected it to be more, and then it's always less.
Yeah.
Sadly.
It always happens every year.
Yeah, literally every time. We just hang on to that hope that, oh, it's got to be 30 now, right? At least 30. Nope, we're still at 25.
Yeah.
All right, Temp.
So I'm going to go 34. And I think it is going to be virtually everyone's here, but there's going to be like sort of like a greatest hits approach where they're going to take what they think it works from the last like previous 4 games. So it's going to be like, it's going to be everyone's here, but in the sense of like the very best of Cheap Trick kind of approach, right? So I would say 34.
you're missing a very important logic thing with that thinking.
What's that?
That would mean they'd have to make Smoke.
I think Smoke's got a good chance. I think Smoke will
Smoke's
be the noob side bot of MK12. I think.
Yeah. And it was 25
so
initial. roster
disappointing,
for
you
that,
mean?
by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Smoke, dude. He's gonna come back as like a jackrabbit or some bullshit. They never do the same thing with Smoke.
That's fair.
Brusky said it was 25.
It
to
was
start,
25, yeah.
including
Smoke will be an
pre-order, I take
avocado.
it. Okay.
He'll be that like faceless gray mass with teeth from his MK9 ending. His true Enenra form.
What if he
the
what if-
Xenomorph?
just
Yes,
like
the Xenomorph.
Inside jokes.
what if he's just like a cloud of smoke with red eyes, like at the beginning, or where was that in Conquest?
It was at the end of the Scorpion
Yeah.
versus Sub-Zero episode.
Yeah, what if he's that shit?
He was that shit in Deception.
You give me an episode where he forms out of a fucking candle as an intro. That little bit right there. Yeah, I'm all about that.
All right.
Oh,
Never
Smoke
man.
form,
man.
I don't give a shit.
I think 9 was weird. X was 24, 25. 11 was 24, 25. I'm gonna go with 25.
Going standard old, what they have been.
Standard ass 25.
Okay.
They're gonna pile it on with a bunch of gimmicks for the game, and that will limit the amount of characters that they can do.
Okay. Shad?
An even 30. Enough to make a statement that we want to have a lot of people aiming for a trilogy size here,
Mhm.
but still just enough room to yank out a couple of seasons.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of around where I'm leaning, around that area too. Down 4?
Yeah, I want to say there'll be more just because it's like every game we want more. And MK9 had like what, 32? I think.
at launch.
I can't.
It
At
was 28.
base, it was like, yeah, it was 28.
28.
Is that
Counting
including
Kratos, was that?
Kratos?
Yeah, I can't remember.
It might be 27, not counting Kratos.
Okay, that seems low to me, but I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to tell because every game, like I thought Street Fighter 6 was gonna have a bigger roster, but it didn't. And then like every
Well,
game seems to have smaller and smaller rosters.
Street
Like-
Fighter has gone for the have many seasons of DLC.
Yeah,
approach.
yeah. Shit. Yeah, I guess I'll just say slightly bigger at 30 as well.
Yeah, I was leaning 30, 32. I was actually trying to break it down into like an even select screen because OCD me feels like that's what I want. So I'm thinking like, is it going to be 3 rows of 10 or is it going to be?
Yeah, I specifically picked an odd number because they like janky select screens at the start where the pre-order guy sticks out weird.
Yeah, that's also a thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna go. Shit. So 25.
Do you think there should be like some wiggle room if there's like someone that's closest to the number? It's like, give them like half a
Yeah,
point or something.
is it Price is Right rules?
Well, what we could do, I mean, it's completely our thing, but what we could do is for every, if you're dead on, you get the full 5. For every number that you are away, you subtract 1 from the points you get.
So if
That's
there's
fair.
if there's 35, somebody gets 4 points. Like Temp gets like 4 points.
If it's 35, Temp would get 4.
Yeah.
Shad and Down 4 would get 0 because they'd be 5 away, so on and so forth.
Get fucked.
That's an option. I don't really care.
Can I
either
change
way.
mine then?
Well, I think
31.
That's the problem. Is that
Yeah.
could completely change how people.
I'll just put mine at like 28 because at least I could get like maybe 1 or 2.
Well, is that what we want to do? I mean, no, not everyone's chimed in. We wanna
I'm
be-
good with it.
I'm okay. Yeah, yeah.
Fine.
Does anybody want to change their numbers then with that amount, with that approach?
Nope.
I'm good either way.
Yeah, no.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Okay,
I
so
should, but I'll
down
stick to my guns.
28. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 32. I think Temp is on to something. I do expect a larger roster. And I do think they had to have done something over these 4 fucking years.
Here's the thing. My 27 is me expecting a larger
Oh,
roster.
I know. You're being very very realistic. You're not wrong for that. I think.
I'll also add. Well, go on, Sedward.
Well, I was just gonna say, I think Razor, you're being realistic, and you guys are probably right if we're going off of history. But I would like to think that if it's taken 4 fucking years, and hopefully they've ditched variations, and hopefully they've realized how much people want to be on this fucking like they want their favorites, and if it even has any smidgen of a all-in game post DLC, like it's gonna be everyone's here, but it's gonna take us a minute to get everybody there. I mean, hope they lead out of the game.
It
with
would
32.
be a pleasant surprise if the amount of time it's taken to make this game had tangible results of a bigger roster. Like something you could immediately see as, oh, that's why. But I
Right.
expect the reason it's taken this long to be we're building a new engine for the next gen of consoles.
Sure, that's true.
And I don't think they would add any 3D era characters, unless the roster was bigger. Unless there was that room to spare, I don't think we'd see more than 1 or 2 3D era characters. So that's another reason why I think the
Yeah, 'cause
larger
it-
roster is happening this time.
Yeah,
around.
like Ed did say that they're gonna be adding more 3D era characters. Like they're trying to get that stigma or that sort of belief that they don't like 3D era characters. They're trying to fix that for the next game. And variations aren't going to be in this game, apparently, from everything that we've heard. I think
Is that true?
naturally, yeah. I think Ed Boon said like
Where have we heard that?
Ed, I did see one of his Twitter responses was the next game will not have variations.
yeah,
Really?
Interesting.
I take that as confirmation too.
yeah.
I think
That's
they're done.
fucking great.
God,
Dude.
thankfully.
Yeah, so I think naturally when you take away variations, I think you get a bigger roster. I think they know that. And
That's
I think
true, but
yeah.
the resources needed to build a character keep getting bigger and
yeah.
bigger.
which
every
is
year.
true.
That is true.
Which is
yeah.
true. Yeah, which is a good case against it, But I do
Especially if you expand their movesets all in one.
yeah.
Like,
Well, it's
yeah.
just like the demands of the the generations of the technology keep advancing, it just takes longer and longer to make
Right.
video games.
I also think Ed. I think Temp brought up a good point, like in the text, like a day or two, before we did this
Right.
episode. I do think Ed and Co are very fatigued with character requests. I think they're done. I think they're so done with the constant requests, the constant nagging, the rabid fans. I think they want to do everything they can to please everybody. I
Well,
think
how could you be working on a fighting game and keep making new characters until you have 80 or 90 and not expect that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think that was also why he said that
Like-
they're probably not going to make too many new ones or something because there's so many damn ones in the.
People
franchise.
have been like,
we've been saying
you
that for
know,
a long time.
where's my
Yeah.
favorite character? This roster's too small since like MK2
Right.
or 3.
Okay, well, let's get into wild cards. So, just as a reminder, this is basically you make a proclamation, like something you are predicting is going to be in the game. And based on your prediction, everyone else, I mean, it's just going to be a group consensus. We don't all need to give an opinion on that person's prediction of what it should be. Just get a group consensus of like amount of points that you think that's worth. To start it off, I'm going to say this game is going to have tag team.
Okay.
God, I fucking hope.
I wish, but that seems like when I was thinking, what's the least likely? The first phrase that popped in my head was tag team.
So then you think it should be worth a good amount of points, right? So how many points do you guys think? If I nail the prediction that this will be a tag team game, how many points do you think that's
What's
worth?
the cap? What's the
And we can
cap?
just say it's a cap of 10, right? So like
Okay.
it's a
I'll
10.
say 10.
I'd say I'm gonna say 8.
Okay, so we're in the 8 to 10 range. Temp.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any?
Yeah, that's a
I
good.
think
Yeah.
I would have said 7, but 8 is fine. I can compromise with
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll go 8.
I mean, do you get half points if it's like the Towers in 11 where they had tag team, but you couldn't do it in
No,
PvP?
When I say
it's
tag
gotta
team,
be
I
like
mean
a
it's an
fucking-
actual multiplayer mode. It doesn't have to be like the featured, like it's all tag team, like Marvel vs. Capcom. But when I say tag team, it's at least like MK9, where it's a mode in itself. It's not something just in the towers or anything like that.
Fair enough.
Okay, well that's mine then. So tag team, if I get that right, it's an 8-pointer. Down 4. What do you got? It could be anything, character, any random thing.
I can't think of much. I'll just say that Motaro is playable. I actually really want that after talking about it. I mean, I've wanted him for a while. I think I chose him last time. So yeah, I really fucking want Motaro.
Well, I mean, we have Motaro down here at a 5-pointer. So what do we think? What do people think?
Do you want to do the same amount of points as I think Motaro is more likely than a tag team, so I think 5 points is good.
I would go
Okay.
5 or
He's-
6, probably somewhere around there.
I still feel like he's a great choice, but but after so many years without him, the chances seem so remote. I'd give you double the points, honestly.
Well, we can't go that high, but
Yeah.
I think we capped it at 10. Any other thoughts so far? We've
So,
had
like,
like a 5 or 6 or higher.
Like 6, yeah. Like if the initial points is 5, then probably a 6, yeah.
Well,
For the-
given there's such we'll go on, yeah.
No, go ahead, yeah.
I think given there's been such a long technical history to the point where they gave him they took away his legs, I'm okay with 8.
Yeah, I'm saying 4.
I mean, it is
Four-leg
incredibly
Motaro.
unlikely. Like, it's at least as unlikely as tag team. if
Okay,
not
let's go with
more.
8 then.
8, okay.
Because
Everybody cool with
tag
that?
team has been in the game more recently than Motaro, right? So
Yeah.
Do you think
Right?
higher than 8 then? Is that what I'm hearing?
Well,
If I could, I would honestly give the man 10 points because anyone who calls Motaro being in a game and gets it is psychic.
yeah.
I would agree with you, Shad, if there wasn't a tweet that said "Stay tuned." That's the only
Yeah.
reason why I'm not in that camp. But you do
don't-
bring up a good point.
I don't know. We could do like
Here, let's just do 9. We'll split the
let's
difference.
do
9 it up.
9.
That's fine.
That's
You
fine.
good with that, D4?
Yeah.
He's
Cool.
gonna win again.
Shad?
Yeah, that seems fair. Seems fair.
Oh no, I'm saying it's your pick. Sorry.
Oh, well, if you're going to ask me.
In the first age, in the first battle, when the shadows first lengthened, one stood, burned by the embers
Doom
of
guy.
Armageddon.
Dr.
His
Claw?
soul blistered by the fires of hell.
I'm just gonna do that in the background
He's
for
Doom guy.
5
He's
minutes.
Doom guy.
Keep
He's
going.
guest
Just
character
keep
Doom
going.
guy.
Well,
Yeah,
hold on. We're
seriously.
not including DLC though, so you think Doom Guy is going to
Oh,
be
are
on
you
that?
not including DLC? Ah, fuck.
Because we
sorry.
have to settle this before DLC is
It's
released.
true. Fuck.
That's the only
Hydro.
problem with that.
Hydro.
You-
Hydro.
okay.
Fucking hell.
Does it get full points if it's a cameo?
Well, no, this is an all or nothing.
Yeah.
This is
Okay,
full on
okay,
all or
okay.
nothing.
Okay.
It's either what it is or you get nothing. So Hydro, I'm giving you full 10 points if Hydro's playable in this game.
Fucking A.
What do you guys think?
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
good with
that's
that.
about
Yeah, it's
as-
full 10. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's as unlikely as it could possibly be, but still possible. All right, Smoke
I
Man?
seriously do think that Doomslayer is a possibility for DLC though.
Yeah,
I
no,
think so
that's
too,
a pretty
yeah.
good bet.
That's
That's a pretty
a-
good bet.
Yeah.
Smoke Man, you are up, sir.
I'm gonna go maybe a little bit safe. I'm gonna say no gear. We're
Okay.
gonna go back to normal ass skins.
I hope.
I
No
really
gear.
hope that's true.
Gear
Yeah,
is
fuck
such a
gear.
fucking miserable aesthetic choice. It never gives you what you want. If it does, you got to work extra fucking hard for it, and people have lives. And I think the reception to gear in 11, I think, is enough to fucking make
Tell
him
them
not
no.
do that.
Yeah.
Not only that, but also like just like the dev time. I'm sure that takes a lot of fucking man hours and power and shit.
All right, what do we value that at? Like a 4, maybe? What do you think? You think
I
they
think there's
learned
a
their
good
lesson on
chance.
gear?
I think there's a good chance that gear doesn't show up. So
No, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to invent another version of unlock clothing, and so maybe like a 5.
Also,
I was
I'm
thinking
not,
5.
I'm not including like intros and win poses in there. I
Sure,
feel like
sure.
that's
No,
something
that
has
doesn't
to be
count.
Oh no,
Yeah.
you
That's more
mean
like
you mean
customization.
clothing, piece customization,
Right.
individual pieces. of
Outfits,
clothing.
Right,
weapons
right,
that are swapped in and out.
So I've
Yeah,
heard
yeah.
5s. Is everyone good with the 5? on
I think
that?
5.
5 seems right to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Django will wait on his. Temp, what do you got?
This is tough. This is super tough,
Yeah,
actually.
it is very. Could be anything. And you obviously. It's hard to not be like super safe, but at the same time, not so outrageous that you're not giving yourself
Well,
any chance.
I actually have a lot of ideas, but they're all DLC related, so I have to go base roster, and that's kind of what's holding me back.
Sure.
So I mean, honestly, I have an easy one that'd be worth like 3 points, but I feel like if you're gonna do that, it's not no point even saying it out loud, right? So I'm gonna throw the football
Boone.
as what's up?
Mike Boone. Hail Mary, baby. Go all in.
I feel like if I pick Mike Boone, then all the crazy choices I made up to this point mean nothing. It makes me feel like a troll, right? So, like if we're playing for keeps,
Right.
I'm gonna say default roster. They're gonna add guest character Akuma from Street Fighter.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Fuck.
Akuma.
If
I
Akuma is
don't feel
Default
I don't even feel
roster.
so bad about my Doomslayer guess earlier.
Yeah.
I really don't. You're
That
fucking
is
insane,
wild.
and I love it.
That is 10.
Yeah.
That is a
That's a
10.
That's
That's
a
a
10.
10.
That's a 10.
I think it's possible too. Do I think it's likely? No, it's almost 0. But I do think this could happen. I think the biggest argument against this is the fact that Street Fighter 6 is right on the horizon. That's my biggest hesitation. Otherwise, I think Capcom would love to have the free money. It's like, yeah, you
Damn.
can use Akuma, rip his head off 10 times.
Temp, it does not matter who wins this, in my mind. If Akuma is in this game, I don't care how many points anyone else has, you win this in my heart.
I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Watch me
So-
DLC and I get nothing.
Much. I mean, it would be the first official time Street Fighter and MK crossed over, and that is video game history.
There will be no hat
Yeah.
or newspaper eating this time.
Imagine
There'll
a
be no
Japanese
shoes.
company working with an American company.
All right, Razor.
All right. My big swing is not nearly as big as that, but I'm going to say a conquest mode.
Fuck! I was gonna say that. God damn it.
Conquest mode.
Fuck.
I mean, based on Ed's tweets
Nice.
and the way the 11 Crypt
Oh.
played, I think a third-person camera exploration mode of some kind is likely.
I'd say what, like a 4? Because I mean, they've hinted about kind of like they've dabbled on saying that's possible and
After
kind
the
of.
crypt in 11, yeah. I
What do
think
we
it's
think?
likely.
4? 4?
I'd say 5.
Five?
I'd say 5. It's possible we get like a crypt again. Like it's the crypt, but it's like more like it has more
I mean,
lore in it.
it can't
Has
just be
to be
crypt. It's
called
gotta be
Conquest.
yeah.
It's a
gotta
crypt, but it's
be-
also a beat 'em up.
That's
Mhm.
what
Well,
I'm
they
saying.
could-
It's
they could
gotta
call
be
it by a-
elaborate.
They could call it by a different name. My specific like thing is like something third person where you roam around and explore
All
stuff.
right.
As at
Conquest
least on the
like
level
mode.
of
I'll just
Conquest and
clarify
Deception.
for you so that way you're not. So it's conquest like mode, and then just for clarity's sake, it can't be just the crypt where you're going and opening
Not
things. It has
not
to be
just
an actual
the crypt, an actual mode. Yeah.
Okay, where you're running around beating things up or exploring, etc. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd do. What are we? 4 or 5? What do people think? That's what we're around so far. Any other opinions?
I think 5.
I'd give it a 5.
Sound like anybody else?
I would say 6, honestly, to tell you the truth, because you can't. It's hard to do conquest with that in conjunction with a cinematic story mode. So I'd say 6 on that. I think that's a lot.
All right, we'll go 6 then.
Honestly, Temp, looking at like your Akuma being rated 10, why is my Hydro also rated 10? I don't think it's.
Yeah, I
I
feel like-
think the
I feel
Hydro
like-
is
so here's
actually
the
a
thing.
lot more likely.
Here's the thing: is that like the Impossible is a 10, like Chrome is a
Yeah.
10, so Hydro's more of a 9.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. This is my score.
I mean,
and
we
I'm
can
like, yeah.
we
I
can
think
do-
Hydro-
Hydro's in
notch.
Zebron territory, though. That's why I put him in.
No, Hydro is
I
not
s-
like a weird cartoon character. Hydro's just another ninja.
We're talking about Hydro on the roster.
Yeah.
I would still put him on the level of like a Zebron.
A te-
Like
yeah.
Okay, you
I'd
know
still
what? I
keep it at
All right,
propose
well, hold on. Let's
anyone with
skip-
the guts to say Zebron deserves an instant win.
Yeah.
It is worth 100 points.
Let's go with Bruss. Let's get Bruss first, then we can reevaluate if we feel like the scale isn't quite fitting our needs based on the guesses. Or the
I can't
prediction.
I can't also do Conquest Go, right? Because that was my pick.
I mean, you can.
I mean, you
There's
could.
nothing wrong with
Okay.
doing something.
I was gonna say Conquest mode. I do
Okay.
think based on Ed's tweets and the crypt and the demand, I think they know. I think they know. I think
Okay.
the 11 crypt enough was them to say they know.
Okay, so then do we want to readjust the scale based on what we have so far?
I just only Hydro. I really think he's not. I think he's a 9. I think like if they ever do another Ermac Scarlet Bring a Rumor to Life, he's just a cyber ninja. There's no reason they can't. There's no reason they would say no to that. Other than
so you think
we don't need to
Hydro
make one
and
at all.
Motaro are on the same level? Is that
Yeah.
fair?
So
Yeah,
both
it's
9s?
Like I just think if 10 is the maximum, Hydro's not the maximum most unlikely thing to happen. Fucking Zebron or especially fucking Chrome is.
Well, I mean, we can readjust points across the board for all of ours if we think we're not separating them based on separating them enough. Like we could still say 10's the highest, but like maybe we lower the 6s to a 5, 5 to a 4, 8 to a
Yeah,
7, so on and so
I think
forth.
they're fine where they're at. I just think that Hydro is a 9. That's all.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's fine.
Agreed.
As long as that's fine with everybody else.
agreed.
But good.
There we go.
All right.
No one willing to do 100 for Zebron. Just to be clear.
Django will do it.
If
Let's
Django
hope
puts
does it.
Zebron down, he instant wins.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate Zebron either. I wouldn't hate seeing that character. I'd have fun with that.
All right. Well, on that note, this has been the MK12 predictions. Hopefully, you guys had fun. I mean, you can see a picture of the spreadsheet. So if have at it if that's something you want to do between you and some other people. A lot of people did that last time. They had fun in our community doing their own version of this. But on that note, we'll follow up with this, and the winner once again gets their DLC paid for the first like season, whatever the hell the initial DLC batch is. So on that note, Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.
We promise we'll continue with the retrospectives soon. It's been a bit.
Yeah, we got one coming. We got one coming.
It's been a good one, folks.
Yeah, take care, everyone.
I'm tired.
Yeah, it's late. See you later,
Adios.
nerds.
Fat.